Yesterday has come and gone, leaving some of us to mourn. Times we had and friends we lost, and while nature took its course, we have seen the many faces of slavery. We have seen the British Empire fall. We have seen Hitler's contribution to history. We have seen the rise and fall of the Berlin Wall. We have seen famines. We have seen wars. As you well imagine, we have seen nothing yet, because in time to come, America will have a black president. In time to come, there's going to be an active world government. In time to come, the world will see human life cheaper than dirt. In time to come, from outer space, aliens will land on the earth. Team Africa will win the World Cup. Marijuana will sell in the shop. Science will produce bread out of stone, and then create the first human clone. Technology will reach a new high. Buses and cars will fly in the sky. Trinidad will make a nuclear bomb. In time to come. In time to come. In time to come. Don't do that. Glenn, tell them for me. Pampa lo polo, pampa la la. Pala lo bo, pala lele. Moving from the dark ages, man has progressed in stages. Through the stone and iron age, till we turn another page. And we saw the adventures of Alexander, waging war in his obsession for conquest. Inventions like the chariot and the saber, the weapons that put Europe under duress. Mankind achievements sometimes were great, and his glorious moments mark the passage of time. But wait, in time to come, mankind will have a colony on the moon. In time to come, this calypso will be a top 40 tune. In time to come, scientists will synthesize silver and gold. In time to come, people will have real sex by remote control. The first dead man will come back alive. Cancer and AIDS victims will survive. Babies will born with mustache and beard. Penis and kidneys will be repaired. The government will ban cigarette. Breakfast and lunch will be a tablet. A 2-year-old will split the atom. In time to come. Never hear you? In time to come. One more time. In time to come. For this new millennium, mark my word, it was some strange thing we have to watch. Some of you will live to see that. That day when the Wright brothers, after tremendous horrors, got their little plane to soar, all of mankind stood in awe. Just like when that great scholar Benjamin Franklin discovered what would be electricity. And again, when Sir Alexander the Kingpin give the world the first telephone company. But all of that is a drink of rum in our drinking glasses, compared with what is still to come. In time to come, an asteroid will destroy New York City. In time to come, California will submerge under the sea. In time to come, almost every athlete will be bionic. In time to come, every national park will be Jurassic. Explorers will find El Dorado. Computers will compose Calypso. Man will begin to travel in time. Police will stop adultery and crime. People won't go to church anymore, and there will be a gender world war. Preachers will heal the deaf and the dumb. In time to come. In time to come. In time to come. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate that. Nowadays, the things we see have us in a quandary, wondering what will be next in the world of science and sex. We have seen already the tacit acceptance by the world regarding same-gender romance. And we know that according to modern science, life or death could depend on the circumstance. Communication take over now and
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power, our God. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God you are higher than any other. Our God is healer, awesome in power, our God. Our God. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God you are higher than any other. Our God is healer.
Good morning. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning to you, Ms. Lalkata. How are you going?
I'm good. Morning, Lennox and Mikey. I have a suggestion for the government. I find the police and them too much of banditry in the police. So put them back in the short pants and a long sleeve shirt. So anytime they go there to do the crime, will make them out by the legs and the feet. Put them back in short pants. It's too much of crime and too much the police and them, too much of lawlessness in this country. And I pray to God that the young man, they went in the bar to pick up whoever is alleged. I just hope he's safe and returns safe back to the family. It have a God. Too much blood shedding in this country. Sometimes I sit down and I think about all the young people. Oh God, too much of blood. All in this stress in us. All in killing out our family. All is time to stop it. And for the Prime Minister, it's time to get out. Time to leave the PNM. Go and rest. It's time for your vacation. Go and rest. Give somebody else a chance who could run this country and bring it back in a way we could feel safe. Jolly everyone. Forget all the past and bring back that man to help ease the burden for us in this country. Give them a chance. All those people you say you don't want again, give them a chance. Maybe who knows? God has them there, and God will know what they have to do. And give them a chance. It will happen. You understand? They will bring back happiness on people's face. But you don't want to do that. All the money just going and tax, all they want to tax us. Yeah, the money gone. I am asking the country this morning, the government, where all the billions of dollars gone. Bring it back. We need our money. Look, the police are alleged. Some of the retired police ain't getting money yet. When we turn on and doing with the money, people need to survive and to live. All the money, you work so hard, you retire and can't get the money. It's nonsense. When the day comes, all you have security 24/7, and other people have to suffer under all the administration, under all your bills. Time to go, pack up and go. We want a break from what you know. Thank you.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy. In this morning, Guardian, political temper heats up. Clear the air, Rowley. Analysts call on PM. Yes, analysts call on PM to state clearly if he's staying or going. Konopia residents fearful after kidnapping at home. Stewart's scandalous behavior off mic comment goes viral. Bang, bang, bang. former minister says PM must clear the air on future. Former government minister Ralph Maraj is giving the Prime Minister Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley 1 month to come clean on the future leadership of the People's National Movement. He wants the PM to tell the public why the party's internal election schedule for next month was suddenly cancelled, and be honest. And be honest when it comes to whether or not he is retiring from politics. Colin Imsbert, port scanners by November. After 9 years, port scanners by November, all kind of political tricks. You're rumbling in the PNM, it must tumble. We need a relief. Finance Minister Colin Imsbert has revealed that 4 new mobile scanners will be operational at the port of Port of Spain and Point Lisas by end of November. The new scanners was originally scheduled to arrive in August, but the finance minister or the finance ministry had to seek legal advice. Yes, regarding the scanners delivery, officials have stated that the scanners will aid the curving, oh my God, the entry of all them legal things. No. But yet still, where all the money gone? Where we money? All our money spent. We roads bad. We can't get medication at the hospitals. Nothing working. Where we money? Money spent, billions in education, but yet still schools in a mess. Where we money? What the goddamn only do with nearly $1 trillion and borrow money? This thing getting serious. It's only yesterday, please God, my neighbor telling me that they had a home invasion right so close to home, boy. So close to home, a home invasion right there. 7 people come across, they tie them up, beat them and thing. And use the adjoining wall to my wall, so close to home on the reaching by.
Bang, bang, bang. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
And yet still people in this country, boy. You feel Rowley don't know where to go? You feel the PNM don't want to organize, and when they move Rowley, they say, well, alright, the PNM clean again. We don't have to worry. Let me great as the PNM. Let me get them the next 5 years to make 15. Because, hey, it's only Rowley bad in the PNM. Hey, you gotta stop saying Rowley. We have to say P and M have to go. P and M have to go. The P and M. The the institution, the thieving factory of a political party, the political institution that break every rule that there is when it coming to the independence of political of independent offices. Understand? Yeah. Why is the PNM? Because boy, the PNM is not one man. The PNM have a political leader. The PNM have a chairman. It have a woman's arm. It have what youth this. It had that. It's an organization just like the cabinet. There's no one man to blame. The cabinet is all who there. The PNM is Rowley and all the people that make up the PNM that not wanting to put this man in place. All of them ignore it. And then what they want to do? Clean up the PNM. The PNM done dirty. It stink. The PNM not good. There is nothing good. Not Jeff. Not Vim. Not Clorox. No bleach. Not even acid can clean the PNM. This dotish thing, crime thing, bacchanal thing, it's going too far. And then everybody just want to hold the corner, afraid to be victimized. You're already being victimized already. What more victimization that you all will have to face by? The only thing more will happen is more victimization by more victimization based on your wants and your needs and wanting Trinidad and Tobago to be better, wanting you deserve to live better, demanding that you want better. If better ain't come in 9 years, oh God, you expect better to come giving them 5 more? Business society, the religious organizations, everybody that just dropping the ball. And then when people come and telling me God, 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 yes, I believe it, have a God. I believe he's the most powerful. But I also believe God help those who help themselves. And don't bring God as no excuse. And God don't help me. Don't talk. And God go do this and God go do that. Stupid talk. Unless we invite him and truly invite him. Other than that, don't talk on the grounds of not people that is truth. A man like Pastor John talking that. Yeah. Imam Kazim. Yeah. Pundit Ravi. It are people that I could respect that kind of talk, you know. They see callers who are coming and telling me them thing. Only na imam, only na pundit, only na this, only na that. But look at people I call that is that. And them understand we have to fight. Look at my time. And them close to God. Look at my time. Pastor John, Imam Kazim, Pundit Ravi, all of them out there. Look at my time. Out there in protest. Out there in demonstration. Them are talking to God in spirit. And they are physically making the appearance for God indulgence. That come like somebody telling me they want to be baptized with no water. Well, traditionally, they pour you down in the water. Come like a Christian telling me they're taking communion with no bread. They're drinking the wine. But it's not wine, it's piss. That way come like to me. In life, actions speak louder than words. Actions in life speak louder than words. What is the actions of the rest of Trinidad and Tobago? Their actions is they are comfortable with Dr. Keith, with the PNM. Don't tell me about Rahuli alone. They are comfortable with the PNM. They are comfortable with home invasions. They are comfortable to have to wait 2 years for surgery. They are comfortable that kids, children are being murdered under this frustration and the devil running of this country. Everybody comfortable. Everybody. That's what I see. With the exception of coming on a program and the majority of you, the people, seeing what I see, wanting what I want, which is just to live better, which is just a better Trinidad and Tobago. It is what it is. And how long again could we go on like this? How long? Let me say a pleasant good morning to those of you that lock on to us on Real Media TT on Facebook, Real Media TT on YouTube, Corridor Transformation on YouTube, Love Lavanty on Facebook. I'm not forgetting the Workers' Right platform. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Understand Jeffrey, Workers' Rights platform. A pleasant good morning to each and every one of you. Let me also welcome all the new viewers of the #1 program in Trinidad and Tobago, The Ground Report. It's an honor to have us as your choice on a morning where you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Let me say a pleasant good morning. Hey, Maki Thunderboom, good morning. Bujam John, good morning. Sita, good morning. Stephen Young, Stephen Young, good morning. Deborah, good morning. Daro, Afiza Di Mohammed, good morning. Anne-Marie Amen, good morning to you. Sharon, good morning. Hafrina Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to Dexter, good morning to you and your wife. Nita, good morning to you. Hey, Annette or Drake's, a pleasant good morning to you. Peters, a pleasant good morning. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Primraj, a pleasant good morning to you. Raul Posada, good morning. Onika, pleasant good morning to you. Wendy and John, a pleasant good morning. Glenda, good morning to you. Shirley, good morning. Balroop, a pleasant good morning to you. Edmond Mendez, good morning to you. Hoodie, good morning. Narisha, a pleasant good morning to you. Bernadette, all the Bernadettes, good morning. Roger Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Anran Sami, good morning. Calvary Spirit, good morning. Jenny, a pleasant good morning to you. Girl, I had to pass by you for that thing, you know. Yeah. Oh boy, Makano, a pleasant good morning. Kevin George, good morning. Dave, good morning to you. Dave and Denise, Dave and Deborah and all, good morning to each and every one of you. Barry, good morning. Nadira, good morning to you. Ryan, good morning. Leon Charles, good morning to you. Pix, good morning. Tommy Roberts, a pleasant good morning to you. Krishan, Rez, good morning. Rolly, good morning. Sweet Lava. Sweet Lover, good morning. What kind of name is that, Sweet Lover? May one of them kind of name, you know. When it's a Rolly day, I can study Sweet Lover. I can study Jenny Bell. I can study them sweet thing, you know. I can study Shirt Open. I can study what the hell is this? I not under this morning. Lucky thing Lennox Smith and committee Shirt Open this morning. Because bad this morning, you know. Not even that I want to see. Grace Caesar, good morning to you. Tara, good morning. Darren Edmond, good morning. Gosain, good morning. Lestra, good morning. All of you. Mohammed, a pleasant good morning to you. Aaron Hannigan, good morning. Night Dave and Dara boy. Morning, man. Morning. Brian, Lochan, good morning. Yolanda Cordner, good morning. Gloria, Curtis George, good morning. Daniel Singh, good morning. Hey Tower, good morning to you. Good morning, all of you. The hundreds of you that already lock on, very good. I hope all is sharing. Hey Madi, good morning. Hey Andrews Alfred, good morning to you. Harry, good morning. Floyd Khan, good morning to you. John, good morning. Baston, good morning. Nice. Vanessa Daniel, a pleasant good morning to you. Pix, good morning. Hey Noel. Hey, I need doubles and roti out there in New York. After we get rid of Rowley, I had to taste that. Good morning to Noel Brown. His wife, son-in-law, daughter, all of you, a pleasant good morning to you. The Ann lady outside there. Not forgetting Jimmy Ramcrit. Good morning to you, my brother. Benjamin, a pleasant good morning to you. Lennox Smith. And meanwhile, I'm looking at some other headlines such as the murders and where it reached. What's your headline this morning? A pleasant good morning to you, Lennox Smith.
A pleasant good morning to you as well, my friend. Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Yes, indeed. Of course, a pleasant good morning to all and sundry, east, west, north, south, central, offensive Tobago, and wherever you are, streaming on the World Wide Web, pleasant good day to you. Yes, I took copious note of a mental, of course, assessment as to your general theme, which is, of course, an ounce of action is better than a pound of talk. What you really want is action. And it is also said, of course, that words are unnecessary where action is required. We are clear in our minds that this administration has been full of talk, impression, public relations, photo op, and all of the other things that really and truly does not tantamount to bread and butter issues, which is, of course, is to put something on the table in order for the population to survive. Of course, with a few exceptions, I want to say that in a population of 1.5 million people. But clearly, and I want to say thanks, of course, to you and Mikey for allowing me to depart as early as I did yesterday, with any interest of transparency. Actually, we had a court matter that we had to use the system in order to access.
Well, you had to get a next system. Ask somebody for a next system to help you with a next system, because only cannot be taken down this system.
Yes,
I don't care if it's court matter. I don't care if
That's why I asked my friend if you let me.
Right.
complete,
Let them organize it the next system, but don't let that happen again.
I am not Rowley and me. I am not going to do something and then, of course, rambunctiously and arrogantly, of course, to say that I did it and to hell with you. So I'm just merely reporting and, of course, expressing my apology for being absent at so early in the program, and thanking you, of course. But like, you want to tell me how to say it too. I can't remember, you know. But anyhow, it was extremely successful, and I wanted, of course, to share the experience with the people, because those are pieces of news that people will not get but exist. You see, in this particular case, it was a case where a young man who, of course, was deprived of his inheritance, the estate of both his parents who died. One died as a consequence of suicide. The man, the male, his father, and this woman suddenly, of course, produces a will and then goes to the courts and probate it. And if he wasn't alert, he would have lost his property and where he was born, and his parents, of course, what they would have worked for all of their lives, and so on. So here it is. He came because the lawyer charged him some $20,000 in order to represent him. And of course, somebody told him, and I want to thank, of course, Jefferson from the Workers' Rights platform, for, of course, recommending that couple to me, and therefore the ground report by extension. And as a consequence of that, he was very anxious and so on. He did. The court asked him to put in a defense. He wasn't aware as to how to do that. And eventually, of course, we got there. But I had to be up night before in preparation for yesterday, because we just got some information from the doctors and report. We got, of course, some from family and some other persons who would have known the father, and he was in this depressed state that led him, of course, to suicide. But here it is, this woman, she has already gone to court, and the process was preempted by, of course, a caveat. There's something called a caveat, where you stop that happening, and then, of course, you have to say why you want to stop this whole process. Well, so that is what that young man was subjected to yesterday. And of course, the court was very kind. While, of course, the filing of the defense was not done, what we did, however, yesterday morning about 4 o'clock, I sent the draft defense to the lawyer on the next side. I think that saved the day, and we also sent it as it was to the court as well. And when the court recognized that, the lawyer, of course, on the next side said, yes, we got it last night and so on, but it wasn't formally filed. Well, of course, the court kindly asked the gentleman, well, how more time you want? Well, I was in the background, and I told him about 2 weeks. And of course, that was granted to him, to cut a long story short. And then he went and filed yesterday. So that I think that in all things being equal, justice will prevail in this case. He could have lost, of course, his entire inheritance, his parents' property, who would have died because of an unscrupulous, opportunistic individual who happened to be a friend of his mother. And she, knowing certain things, went and, of course, get the man to sign over in a state of depression, etc. But of course, as I said, I thought that is important, because too often we have too many cases like these, and what people do, because when they hear the cost $20,000, they then give up hope and so on. No, you have people in the society who are willing, of course, to assist if you go the right place. And I want, of course, to thank Bashish, and I want to thank who again? I want to thank, of course, Anil Ram, the representative for one of the Cougars, and I want to thank, of course, the lawyers that are sharing chambers with him there in Cougar. Bagua in particular, I want to thank him for their respective input. But the lion's share and the toting had to go my way. Of course, I prepared the defense and so on. And of course, we used that strategy because we realized that we didn't have time. So I want to thank all of them for their advice in this particular case. And it appears that this is going to be a favorable settlement in the right place and in the interest of justice. So
right. So people who would not understand. So people who would not understand what it is Lennox Smith is saying. He's talking about, you know, it have people, all they have all their land, all their family land, all them be in studying it, and it have people going to make false deed and going with all their family thing, or going with his way rightfully all their own. Right. It's a case like that, and many of you listening maybe bounce up or come up with things like that. Right. Well, look, what it is being brought to you all this morning is that, look, somebody get that same trickery where people trying to thief people and commit false deed and all kind of thing, and then probating the deed and hoping nobody see the paper, because who really go and watch the papers to see when them thing. And real people lost in the land like that. So a man get through,
but more important,
through Lennox Smith.
A typical lawyer will tell you $50,000
$50,000 to do that and
have them represent you and so on.
So and check Lennox. Check Lennox, but all you had to game pay something, because it is a better. All you had to pay something small than all you had to pay 20,000 and 30,000, right? Right. So we deal with that aspect. So congratulations to you, Lennox Smith.
That was important as a human. Yes, let's go. Faizabad student attacked with brass knuckle by Basque schoolmate. so it is now brass knuckles now
with a mass schoolmate
in school.
Like if anybody, like if the student, know who's that student born a master beat him up. Remember when you go to school, you know everybody size, you know how they just look, you know how they just walk. So this stupid, you know, to avoid camera when you see that, it's avoid camera and no bullying and fighting right now. School's expelling you. It's bad. You fight in school or even outside of school. So once it's caught, you can get expelled. So he's so stupid. He put on a mask. He put on a mask. Yeah. He put on brass knuckles. Yeah, like BJ Baracus long time. The A-Team. Remember that movie with the A-Team? BJ Baracus. The black man who had all the gold.
With the weird haircut.
Yeah. He had a haircut like Narayan. Narayan wearing it now.
Yeah.
The bowler Narayan.
Plenty gold.
That the West Indies. It's just in a lower form.
Yeah.
The West Indies, all of them had their hair chopped in the middle there, so like BJ Baracus, and they have on a big gold chain. They're just missing plenty more chain and a like gold teeth in the mouth and thing. A set of show of men. Are you playing sports with chain on your neck, earring in your ears? That way it reach to. Anyhow, back then when I playing sport, you had to take off all jewels, you know. But them game gone sweet man game now. Yeah. That's why all of them are really good. All of them birds of a feather flock together. That's why none of them will say anything bad about what's going on in the country. Look at the crime situation in this country. The murders of little children. How much of these professional sports people or calypsonians or soca artists, watch how it is going on. Not a Marshall, not a Patrice, not a nobody don't want to get any politics. Nobody don't want to say nothing. Everybody know everything going wrong, but nobody don't want to say nothing about what's wrong. And that's what's going on there.
But haven't said say nothing. Well, the parent of the alleged culprit said, listen, I can't recognize that person. I can't recognize that person. Right? Of course, the parent on the other side, the victim, of course, is traumatized, going to the police and so on, but there is no admission that the parent of the child that committed
so the masked man get away. He get away because he face was covered.
Yeah. So you understand what's happening there. So
you saw the smart.
So you're quite right. It was about avoiding being identified by cameras or by taking out pictures and so on. So as a result, being incognito, being in disguise, that worked for him. But of course, that is on this physical level. But certainly, there is somebody greater that is watching. I hope he knows that and knows that he is very guilty. Anyhow,
he get away with that.
Yeah. Budget debate, Andy. This should be very interesting because you played it yesterday. Budget debate clip goes viral. Let me repeat.
Yeah.
Budget debate clip goes viral. I wonder if it's as a result of the ground report intervention and all the other platforms, including, of course, the corridor, that I played it extensively and last night as well. And I spruced it up this morning. I don't know if you want to have a look at it. It's a little longer, but it emphasizes more on Rowley's misogynic statements and his attack on women verbally as Prime Minister. But budget debate...
You will send it from a WhatsApp day without the link.
Yeah, okay. Young tight-lip over Zami remarks. And of course, it defines what a Zami is. A woman who, of course, engaged with other women, etc. Something, of course, like a homo, but the female version. So very interesting indeed. But of course,
so what? So they're saying he said Zami means a plate.
Yeah,
so what?
Young,
let me ask. So if you ask Young, just like Alwari, when you ask him, so those children there know them as my children, but Rowley say the AG's children, right? So Young saying Zami, and when they're saying Zami is a bag of grapes or something, or you want to say a Zami is a lesbian woman they're talking about?
That's right. But they asked him the question so about that particular statement, and he simply smiled. And they say they went as far as they when he reached the vehicle now, the smile was cut off because it appears that he's annoyed that he did that nonsense in the parliament. But the Lord moves in mysterious ways. Is what
I feel the set you up,
and the people will.
I feel the set you up. I really feel I feel the set you up.
Exposed.
Yeah.
To say who they really are.
I feel the set
you up. Talk to according to Rowley.
Yeah.
Yes. Tobago to host, of course, the Blue Flag National Operations meeting. That's tourism extravaganza, you want to call that, updates. And of course, give credit to countries that or islands that are engaged in tourism. But Imbert to report to PMs, to MPs within 3 months, or PM to be audited. Well, they get something to munch on, so to speak, politically. So what he's going to do, Andy, that means he's going to make a comparison between 2010 and 2015, and of course 2015 to now, what was spent by the office of the Prime Minister, and to make a comparison on water, on entertainment, etc. But we don't know what the outcome going to be because we heard it in the Parliament already. But he wants to make it formal, and of course to get some kind of again propaganda opportunity by doing that. So we don't know what the outcome will be. If it was clear, if it was pellucid that Rowley spent much more on the same items, bet your bottom dollar he never pursued that. Just as now that Stuart Young got pipped on that Zami statement that he would have made in the Parliament, which of course unaware that the mic was on. A police officer shoots robber at Aranguez Savannah. Well, these opportunities or occasions arise, and therefore, hard luck, fella. You had no right to do that. But Tobago Cup.
Lennox Smith, I find you saying it normal.
Yeah.
Right? He went and rob? He went and rob? Right? And then he take off and the police end up catching up with him? Right.
Yeah.
He did?
It was a police officer he tried to rob, but but obviously he wasn't aware.
All right. He did?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, well, I know go and say, well, it's a lucky thing he did.
Yeah.
All right. Right. Justice takes its course. He did. You go to rob.
Yeah.
The consequences of going and rob is that when you go there, the owners and them might have a firearm. When you go there, you might go kill them. Somebody going and dead. Make up your mind when you're going and rob.
Yeah, that's it.
Expect death.
Yeah, that's it.
When you're selling cocaine,
that's it.
expect death and police. You're selling weed, expect death and police. You're thieving car, expect death and police. You're invading homes, expect death because people waiting for people to come in the house to kill them.
Of course.
All right.
I remember one instance in Maloney. A fella put a trap. He had electricity around his door. And when the perpetrator entered, he got electrocuted. You know, they charged the man who tried to protect the place. So you understand why I'm saying that, because you understand why Kamala is saying
The charging?
stand your ground protection is important. They put it in legislation that if a man trying to invade your sanctity, the question of the level of force ought not to arise. But the fact that anytime a man enter your place uninvited to do harm, it means therefore you were in jeopardy and you have a right to protect your property at all costs. That is your castle. So Kamala Prasad Bisesa again is correct. In spite, of course, of very recently in the budget, Imbert in a kind of square peg and wrong hole argument to say, why it is that the opposition is obsessed with firearms and things like these, only to make a case for what is called assault weapons, and making the comparison with America. Oh God, well, I had seen these fellas make an ass of themselves. America has a tradition. It is enshrined in their constitution that you have a right to bear arms. Arms are sold like a parlor, strewn all over the country. So therefore, even though they have an arms problem, meaning that people take the arms and they may be not mentally stable or sometime in the future, and they go and kill some people and so on, it does not take away that fundamental right. And therefore, the system is such a way they're going to try to spruce it up, but at the same time, they have a right to bear arms, and therefore, anybody. But in Trinidad and Tobago, you could put how much law you want, as is on the books already. The so-called assault or automatic weapons, as he said, tried to make a distinction. The fact is that nobody with a firearms user's license, nobody, the records is clear, nobody has been charged for killing people all over the place. It's people with what? With illegal illegal. So therefore, there is no need to spruce up any legislation or make an argument, and they have the audacity and the temerity to still call people stupid in such circumstance. I mean, they're only talking boomerang talk. It always coming back to them, and then it hurts them. But like a typical child, they see a hot plate and they want to go at it no matter what. That is what Rowley and they remind me of. But Pitty Valley man found dead with gunshot wounds. So that's another addition to the statistics. Imbert, no live sports under a PNM. And again, that is, I ain't read the article, but it's an asinine talk again. Because what Cummins is doing right now is in fact a version of live sports. They are trying to take young people who are vulnerable, who are susceptible, and who may gravitate to a life of crime as an alternative to nothing that this government would have been providing. And they are giving them, whether it be in agriculture, whether it be in sports, whether it be just having a nightly gathering, as I am seeing now developing, because they're giving them money for that. That is the same thing as live sport. That was the intention, to occupy these young people's life and their minds, but more specific and more directed under the original live sport. So they have a fake live sports now, but say no live sports under PNM. Only looking for political brownies. But on the tail, only two self-serving and clearly hypocritical, frankly. CCJ grants, let me just get that again. CCJ grants what? This is in CCJ grants, yes. Ram Samuj leave to challenge Suriname detention. Remember this guy? He's supposed to be, I think, a lecturer or an expert in a certain area. I think his management and so on. Well, he did get a contract in Suriname, I believe it was. And then when he was departing, the authorities there detained him for a very long time. he had to, of course, do all kinds of maneuvering in order to get away to come back to Trinidad. He is of Trinidad vintage, and so he has taken, of course, the Suriname authorities to court, utilizing, of course, the CCJ, the Caribbean Court of Justice. As I said, I'm aware of the issue, but I did not read the article, so I cannot give you more, except, of course, to just highlight people as to what transpired there generically. Gonzalez, a 66 million water wage cut does not mean firings. Oh gosh, why I had to feel sorry for these fellas for the level of dunderheadedness and the level of ignorance and stupidity.
But meanwhile, you're doing that and going with the news there. Let me only the lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. The lines are open for your calls.
The lines are open. We are just commenting.
What's on your phone burner this morning, Trinidad and Tobago? Go ahead, Lennox. We will take your calls when it come in.
Yeah, as soon as a call come in, I am prepared, of course, to terminate my intervention. But Gonzalez, a 66 million Awasa wage cut does not mean firings. How do you mean it doesn't mean firing? How do you mean, Gonzalez, it doesn't mean firing? Is it that you fire already? That is why? What are you saying?
What the man trying to say is,
your common sense.
When you cut, you disemploy people more. But hold on that. That is how dunderhead there is, you see. Morning caller.
Good morning, Andy.
Welcome.
Good morning to you.
Yes.
Good morning, Lennox, and Mikey, Newbie, and to everybody out there or whoever is sitting there. Lennox, he's a political analyst that hates Kamala Persad-Bissessar, and that is why he got his portion in Suriname. Anyway,
I see.
I would like to read something for you this morning, Andy. That Karen Nunes, the sheriff, said concerning what went on in the Parliament. Karen Nunes, the sheriff, condemned Young's inappropriate language. She noted the behavior seemed to mirror that of the political leader. He is a protege. He has been mentored by the Prime Minister. He displayed the same attitude, a crassness, and if I may be bold to say, a certain level of vulgarity. That is unbecoming of a leader, but consistent with that of the current Prime Minister. His displays behavior, his conduct, which really does him no good and does not reflect well on him, but is pleasing to the Prime Minister. Because his Prime Minister has made very vulgar comments in the past, that Stuart Young seemed to have decided that is going to be his modus operandi from now on, right? And that is going on there, Andy. But I want to tell Karen Nunes, the sheriff, you didn't know all of that when you sat down in a meeting with him and clapped when he said, "Come now, tell the media where all the schools are." And Hachi and Das Moses laughing. And eventually, this one, Dr. Gopi Singh had to come out and tell him in Parliament, put it on the Hansard where all the schools were, right? Now, I want to tell Gary Griffith, you're trying hard to be on the side of the PNM, but you're sounding red stupid. You see nothing wrong with what Stuart Young said. And see, let me tell you something, I was lost in a bit of trance when Gary Griffith was talking. Because he said a lot and it didn't mean nothing. Right? Coming to talk, if the mic was on, it was his intention. What was his intention? It was to insult Kamala. It was to insult Kamala. What other intentions that could be? Stop playing a puppet for the PNM. A wrong is a wrong. Right? And Andy, this morning I'm asking a question. And I'm calling out Mr. Tabakit. But everybody know Mr. Tabakit went on a rampage against me, lying and telling everybody I got box train contract. Andy, I never even got a split pin, as my father would say. I never got a split pin. Not that I wanted anything. I didn't support the UNC to get anything or the partnership to get anything. All I wanted was they to go there and do good, which is what they did, right? But I want to ask Tabaki this morning. I hear your good friend Sharon Felix get housing contract. You get part of the contract? Tell me now. You didn't know all my business. Tell me how much contract, is she subcontracted to you? Tell us. But yeah, I want if she build a bench. If she ever build a bench to build a house, is this going to end up like the terrestrial houses? That their good friend Ricky Ragunanan get contract to build, and now they have to break them down? And Las Alturas, and Edinburgh 500, the towers? Is that what? See? I am waiting to see. Rowley like to point fingers at everybody, but he don't see the tree that pointed back at him. He don't see the tree. So I want Tabaki to come and tell us this morning. You know, you like to run your mouth? Run your mouth on this one now. Tell us, is it true that you get a housing contract? But you see, what's good for them is not good for anybody else. Not. And let me tell you all this something. I said it here this morning. Anytime you see, come now get back here. And come now offer me anything. If you just sweep the road, I'm taking it. All you want to talk, okay, all there's something to talk about now. Thanks a lot, Andy, and have a good one.
Andy, I sent you the revised clip that is much more audible, and of course has a listing of the nastiness that Rowley would have spoken about women inclusive, just to show that there is a general malaise and tendency, and of course what Ms. Salisu really said has validity, because of course the boss man is talking that way. Why not us? But the thing about it, they are now silent because they are pretending that they would like us to pretend that it never happened. Well, we have to show them that they are what they have spoken over the last 9 years.
Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report?
Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning to everybody. I was
Good morning.
listening around the program started, and I was listening to Andy saying about the school violence. Now, suspension is a waste of time, Andy. I will thank you. Because when you suspend them, they have the rest of the days to do the crime and to get into gangs and get involved. I find this suspension should not be. I understand that Pandey, I don't know if this is true, had a boot camp. And this is what they need. They need a boot camp. I don't think it's school children anymore. It's school men and women. And all of them need to be treated. That's the kidnaps. Treat them in a boot camp. That's where they need to go. Now, I want to under Mrs. Bissessa and people partnership, because we never had the violence in school as we have now. What is going on now? It's because, you know why? Every single ministry in this country has failed under this government. All has failed. And we all know that. You all have a blessed day.
Because indeed, to say that there is no blind spot, I think being dishonest, not just disingenuous.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So let the lines are open here, Trinidad and Tobago. What says though? Let me give you all the numbers. 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call. We'll send a WhatsApp voice note at 366-3053, 366-3053. Go ahead, Lennox, by the meanwhile. Oh boy, I'm looking for the thing, Mason.
I want to, yes, it will have been the last one that I just said. Okay, Kune Pia, councillor, wants to join the police army patrols. Well, of course, everywhere in Trinidad and Tobago requires, especially in PNM dominated constituencies, they really need that, because everybody is in terror, fear of the threat to their limbs and lives. And but it's nice to know that councillors are talking out at that level. But if it's Kunupia, then it has to be UNC that councillor that is. I don't have the details I want to say, but of course, common sense will tell me that is in Shoguanas thereabouts. So therefore, it has to be a UNC councillor taking initiative there. UNDP, MIC study Trinidad and Tobago's NGOs landscape more developed than others. I agree that I have studied that particular area of social intervention, if you want to call it that, in a society. But I think Jamaica may be giving us some good competition because they have well established NGOs there who know where to go and get funds, etc. In Trinidad, of course, they largely depend on the business community and the government to get funding. Wise, of course, fundraisers such as what we had last Friday through the some organization. People are very patriotic. They are very, what I can say, altruistic oriented. But the causes are always to advance something that the government will have a difficulty in doing, whether it be of a medical nature, whether it be of an educational nature, whether it be of a behavioral adjustment in nature, whether it be of an academic nature. Private persons who amalgamate their resources and themselves give voluntarily to form NGOs and CBOs and civil society organizations in general. They play a crucial role in a society. My difficulty, as my experience would have said, is that the bigger the name in this country, the greater the possibility that they will get government help. So whether you are Serval or you are the other big names, United Way, etc., they get to and lap up, and fields, of course, they lap up most of the government attention and funds. Wise, of course, small community-based efforts are left, of course, to their own devices, and by and large, eventually they disappear. Even though their work is critical, they disappear. And the case in point, well, our good friend from Mova, he had a homework center and a computer facility. His name is slipping me now, but here it is. That was happening under the UNC, and as soon as the PNM got in,
Christopher,
Christopher, that's right. They dismantled the entire thing. And it is a loss to the society, the community, because now you have less opportunity for people to go a particular place to assist them with their home lesson. You have less facilitation of persons who may need the services of computers and so on to do their homework or to engage in maybe some opportunity, whether it's business, whether it's employment. That facility now does not exist, and it therefore takes away from the ability of the community to address its human development agenda. And that is why they are so myopic. And I say so for my own experience, because when the PNM got into office in 1991, for example, MLIO was suddenly became a bastard child, or became the bane or subjected to the attacks of the PNM. And I say no, not me. If them wanted so, and I had to treat with 300 youths, the type that we all are concerned with today. I done with that. Let them go and do it. You know, the problem has escalated because of the absence of that. And there are other institutions. Penny, for example, this Mr. Penny with her Street Children program that went as well. You had Archbishop Barbara Greenberg, her children's home project that has gone under because of this government only concerned with those persons who are politically aligned to them, and usually they are unable to address the problem because they engage only because they could get the funding, and their impact is negligible or null and void or zero. And as a result, you have an escalation and exacerbation of the problems of young people and the inability, of course, to adapt and adjust, particularly when they are out of school or born into very poor circumstances. That is what the PNM has done. Personal experience and the experiences of others. So, God, Christopher, I told him that, or I did say that on several occasions when we were in the other place, that rest assured they will come after you. And so said, so happened. And now, of course, I don't know what he's doing now, but certainly that facility no longer exists in Mova. And so the people is less, or put another way, they have lost an opportunity that was right there in the community for them to get their children up to speed in school, up to speed in their own development and access, and of course becoming computer literate, etc. And that is PNM for you. Total Neanderthals, cavemen kind of approach, obsolete and Jurassic. Let's go. 19-year-old killed in Belmont. I haven't read this one, but this is too close for comfort. Many of my should I say extended family resides there, so I would want to know what is happening here. And of course, I have regular interaction with the young people there, as is the case in and around George Street, Nelson Street, etc. So I would want to take a personal interest there. First People's Ritual, a river of prayer. Well, of course, the first people are having some of the Caribs, the Arawaks, the descendants, and so on, and they are having this prayer session by a river to, of course, purify maybe and to invoke the
boy, what power them have? Yeah. What power they have? What did they do? First people were at the end of the days when you said talk with everybody.
But
well, the lines are open by the meanwhile. The lines are open by the meanwhile because I was just doing some blasting and everything by the time.
40 acres of land somewhere in Arima under the UNC, but the PNM is attempting, I understand, to extend their poison tentacles into that. Once they enter, because that might be too much for them. We see that too often, not to be concerned, especially among Africans. They believe that Africans must get, so they give you CPEP and they give you YTEP and they give you, of course, URP, and that should be sufficient for you. But to give you $1 million or $100 million contract, so as to assist, but of course with the appropriate assistance, because you have to facilitate a fella who can only afford, let's say, $1 million contract. Clearly, you give him $100 million contract, and that's a difficulty. But if he's able, of course, to recruit the right personnel and the right expertise, certainly he can make the grade. And of course, why I'm saying so? Because Warner, who of course came from a very, what I consider to be innocuous and unknown contractor in Trinidad and Tobago, has now become, of course, almost at least right there with the big wigs in the construction industry because of Rowley and Day. And why? Because that is Rowley's personal partner. So it is possible. It's just that they have no priority and they have an elitist approach, and that they are so concerned with that which they are personally involved in that they cannot see beyond their noses. That a wider perspective means therefore more people will come on board, employment opportunities will prevail, more people will get rich, the resources of the country will spread, and therefore Trinidad and Tobago will be a better place. Not to the approach that this government has, and therefore it must be considered personal non grata and get the hell out of office. We can do better, we must do better, and there is a better life waiting for us when Kamala Prasad-Bissessar and the UNC roll out their people-centered agenda, as we saw between 2010 and 2015. A penal man shot after stopping to urinate at roadside is only that. Yeah.
So he stopped the piss by the road and they shoot.
Yeah, he stopped the piss and he just feels some burning sensation. And when he look, his bullet test.
Hey, I don't know what
boy. I know he would have made a quick retreat back into his vehicle, wherever it is, and
no, but remember, we just be telling the people, Lennox Smith. We just be telling the people Why it's the crime is everybody business, and all of them who want to pop big wall and who want to have security that why or they go leave to go to the grocery or they go leave to go to the bank. You don't know when a straight bullet go at you. Look, that man just stopped to decided to piss and feel bullet burning him. Morning caller.
Yes. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning.
Hey, Iman Kasim, a pleasant good morning to you, my brother.
How are you? How are you this morning, man?
Not good, not good. Everybody only telling me God, but they don't want to work. Yeah, and God is help those who they say we want a one God. We want what it is we want. We must believe in that. Not just say God, and just wait for God.
But brother, God said you have to seek, knock and the door shall open. You see, and people just want to work God, and every time, because of things that happen in this country of their own merit, their own hands and feet is causing it, and they can't realize, and then they want to put God, as a scapegoat. Yes, God say He's the master, He's the creator, He's the sustainer. He's the one we should reside in for our comfort. But if at the end of the day, when He gives us the commandments to follow, we are not prepared to accept it. And this is why I ask myself sometimes if there's any godliness anywhere in this country anymore. Because, I mean, I now see the Minister of Finance yesterday, maybe when they were in Parliament, making a statement to the effect that he wants to have some comparisons and seeking an audit now to be done in 3 months' time to evaluate, the time of the opposition member leader in her tenureship as to the spending of entertainment in comparison to the Prime Minister of today. And and I ask myself the question, there are so many things that you should do audit on. The most disgusting and the most disgraceful thing, these fellas, they can come and say anything that they want and degrade women. A woman who they came from, a woman who they use as their wife and their comfort, who is their mother, their grandmother, and every single thing. And they continue to degrade women in the worst possible manner. And anyone, in the case of our dear Ms. Kamala Prasad, this is an opponent and one who has fought the battle and who is going to continue to bring success to this country, they are trying to harm her with their speech. You imagine that these people could sit in a forum and giggling just the same way when he said, I raised gas 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and he giggled and he laughed. He was doing the same thing again there in Parliament, stating and making inferences about the opposition leader, about this dirtiness and this nastiness. When are we as a people, going to take cognizance of what is taking place in this country? When are we going to do it? When we leave this world, are we gone, Andy? Look at the crime situation in this country. You and all had an experience of that, and thank God, because of your goodness of your heart, God had something in you for you to continue to do His work in the world. He put you and He keeping you here that in order that you would make a difference to the people in this country. And I hope people use you as a medium, a Lennox, and Michael Curl, to see truth. You don't go to Parliament by that, Andy. These are things we have to develop within our country. There are so many things in this country that are taking place. That, I hear the woman arms. Where is the woman arms? It was somebody else making a statement from the opposition. Like Robert, so any one of those fellows will make a statement like this. So that they will be abroad, they will be marching, placards, all on the social media. They will be condemning. But today they are not condemning. But what do we expect? The leader of the party of the same structure. He goes about calling the woman Jamet and all the things. I put the nuts where the monkey put the nuts, and he continues to do the same thing. So they will not in any way want to chastise the government. But I hope that people in this country is seeing what is taking place. And when the time comes, they will do the honorable thing. Because I have always been hearing that people say, the two parties are the same. How could the two parties be the same? In 2010 and 2015, we asked ourselves, our lives were better? Is it was better? In comparison to what is happening now, 9 years of the period, going to 10 years, and we are in a state of disarray. We're in a state of disarray. You can't even come out to your house. You can't even go in a place and cool your herbs a little bit. You are the whims of the bandits come to confiscate you and take you. You cannot buy a nice little motor car and drive on the road. You cannot do it. because you are endangering your lives, Andy. So, brother, I am saying people have to become more God conscious. No God, 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 God. God said He doesn't get any condition of people until they change what is in their hearts. So unless we don't make the effort to change our concept of how we live our lives, we have our neighbors, we have our brothers, we have our sisters, they're passing straight on the road, we cannot say good morning to you. What we like for ourselves, we must like for others. God has said that. He said, no man committed to faith till you love for your brother what you love for yourself. You see, and I am saying and I am imploring the people of this country, if we are God-fearing people, then we should understand that what is taking place in this country, if we continue to support the evil and wickedness, we could go to the mosque, we could go to the temple, we could go to the churches, we could go to the pastor and the priest to look for redemption or anything. But if we continue to follow, go down this path of destruction by wanting to keep this PNM government into power, then it's wasting time. Because I believe that prayer protects you from lewdness, from shameful things and iniquities. And if we continue to live in that type of behavioral pattern of lewdness, wickedness, evil and shameful things, we continue to harbour that, and brother, we are wasting our time. It will be an exercise in futility. So as an imam myself, this is what I continue. And I have been saying, silence is not an option for us, Andy. Silence is giving consent. If a man comes and beat you, continue, cuff you, kick you, when you sit down here, you taking all that clash, all the time. What are you telling that fella? I love it, man. Give it to me. So what I'm trying to say, the PNL continues to beat us politically, give us all the hardship and trials and put us into the abyss, and we continue to take it. Then we love it. We give it them consent. And you have a nice day. Thank you.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, bang, bang.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Imam Kazim can be say better. So you see people like God, 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 God. I understand that. But actions speak louder than words. Lennox Smith, go ahead.
Yes, indeed, of course, that statement that he made there is both sagacious, meaning that it's smart, it is intelligent, and of course is relevant. And people should take note. And what he spoke to really is the level of hypocrisy, particularly among the religious or persons of the cloth in this country. I have often said, and we have often observed and commented, that it has taken too long for those who are of the ecclesiastic caste or grouping in the country to talk out about the iniquities of this government and the actions that they are taking that are inimical to the immediate, medium and long-term interests of Trinidad and Tobago. And imagine the government is still telling you, wait until 2027. And then, of course, we had recently in the parliament, in his winding up, talking about the Minister of Finance, telling us, oh no, you don't have to wait that long again. Realizing that
you for real? You for real? The finance minister throw back on what we say and say no, you not wait till 2027.
Yeah, now we say, and let me tell you how.
Oh my God!
What fly he introduced into the ointment? He said that the Revenue Authority we now win the case, and so we could add a billion only. A billion now, because of course we weren't collecting 5 billion in revenue. Now with the Revenue Authority, we just win the case. So therefore, you don't have to wait that long again. That is the level of arseness that we have purported to be a minister, and of course in the public space and people's faces talking that level of hogwash. He said it first, because you remember. At the beginning, they were very optimistic and saying that everything is hunky-dory. When he had, of course, to make the case and send a statement to the court, he then changed it now and say that it will be very difficult to not have it.
Hold 1 minute.
Yeah,
go ahead, caller.
Yeah.
Morning, California.
A pleasant good morning to you.
Yes, go ahead.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, right, Andy. I gonna say something, but maybe a slight different asymmetric now, asymmetric. It's not that so much in line with what is going on in the program, right? But it's something to help the people to line up their mind. Right? It's like this, right? When God created the world, right? God created the world in a dichotomy. It means that God created evil and good, right? And when He created man with evil and good, right? And He know that man have the intention to do bad, and He know that man is trying to do good. That's why He gave them the 10 Commandments, right? And the 10 Commandments, it had a pairs. It had the first one going with the 6, the second one going with the 8, the fourth one going with the 9, and the fifth one going with the 10. And He said to use these commandments, right? And to protect do not go beyond the commandment. That's and you will do what is right, and you will be good. But people going to the extreme. When He said, take for instance, He said, do not covet, right? Like He do not covet. It means that do not look at what your neighbor have and thinking that you should have it. Do not envy the neighbor for what he have. If you have a car and you don't have one, don't envy him. Do not look at the neighbor wife if your wife nicer than yours and you want to have the wife or your daughter or your children. Like that. He said put a limit to your eye. Do not go beyond that. The same thing is with your hands. Do not take your hands and thief. Do not commit murder. Do not kill nobody. Do good, take your hand and do good thing with it. Don't take your hand and do bad with it. The same thing you say to your foot. Right? Don't take your foot and carry your body to go and do something wrong. Take your foot and go and walk. Go and get something from the tree to eat. Things like that now, Andy. So when He created the world and He created man, He created all the objects first, and then He created man and gave man the hand and foot and a brain. He tell them, be careful of what you're saying. Cover your mouth. Don't bear false witness. Do not lie. Do not say what you didn't see. Do not say what you didn't hear. Do not go and broadcast and curse people. Do not use your mouth to do these bad things. Right? Use your mouth to praise God, to eat food, to say good things about people. But people don't follow the commandments. And these are the simple things by Andy Boy. And that's why we have so much trouble. Look at what Rowley is using mouth to do. Right now, I don't listen to him. I don't want to say about it. Everybody know what he will be doing for our Prime Minister. Right? Look at the criminals, and when the criminals come to kill you, you become absolutely, they don't see you as any value. Right? Because they want what you have, and they will get rid of you to say that what you have. They don't see no value in you. But you might be valued to your wife, you might be valued to your children, you might be valued to your neighborhood, you value to God, but they don't see that. So they're going to kill you and take what you have, because what you have is more important to them than you. And that's why the places in this state, and Trinidad, little Trinidad is going high up the scale by right up with the type of murder, with the type of politician we have, right? So the type of business, this is if you're going to go street, you're seeing things going up in the go street, and you have no schedule, nothing today. You see this price of noise. You want to know what's going on? What's the man saying? Bring out the budget. Right? When I go to put gas, I pay more for the gas, and nobody here realize that the gas gone up. Right? So all these underhand scheme and how the country could be better, how people can live more better. When you are the top doing the thing, and when people get to realize, well, if you really like it, we too. You understand? That's the little asymmetric I wanted to talk about by anyway. You understand? Sometimes I just want to listen to the program because I live rubbish I listen to people saying, but that is not another show because that's the environment I live in. That's what all people can talk about by. You understand? Anyway, have a nice day, anyway.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What else? All of the lines are open. The lines are open. The numbers to call You don't know the numbers 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Or give us a WhatsApp call at 366-3053, 366-3053. Or send your WhatsApp voice note that will be played in a little bit. Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
I said nonsense. I said good morning everyone. I said nonsense going on in the parliament. Just imagine this little children sit down watching the parliament session. And it's a nonsense. This incompetent government has to be talking in parliament. If the shoes were on the other side of the fence, you know what would have happened? This administration would have said, resign. They would have said the opposition leader, resign, he has to go. You understand? People have to put down, we have to put down their foot too, just like how they could put down their foot and say, we have to go. This man has to go. We should be doing the same. It's incompetent. This administration, nothing they want good for people in this country. Big and black men, ministers in the parliament have to be talking and making nonsense when the day comes. You can digest that. No, you can't digest that. Then people have to go. We have to be one that they have to go. It's time for them to roll out.
Thank you very much. Next caller, pleasant good morning to you. Where are you calling from and what's your contribution on the ground report this morning? Go ahead, caller. Don't listen to the device. Just listen through the phone. Good morning to you. What's your contribution in the number one program this morning?
I'm still hearing that woman talking, boy.
Right, you're hearing she on the device. Just listen to me on the phone and talk through the phone. See like you're hearing me? Just listen to me and talk through the phone. Forget the device in the back.
All right, lady, Trinidad and Tobago, good morning. Good morning to the ground report. Williams.
Watch your family. Yeah, I want to find out because you did tell me someone in your family get robbed in home invasion. And
But
where they live? What area? Just give me the area because I want to know because a home invasion going on right next door to me. Me and Seb know that. Thursday go on there, tie up the old man and the old woman, them they beat them and they beat them. They climb the wall and join in with my wall. Go ahead, Harry.
If I come into my home, somebody come into my home and ambush me, what am I supposed to do? Stand up and watch them? I'm going to chop from head to foot. I will kill them inside my house. I don't care because here what's going on. I have no protection from nobody. Because when they put me in the house in Barracuda, beat the man head blood. When they don't beat me and I blunt up, I can't live again. The government is doing nothing about crime. So here what's going on. I sharpen all my blade and I warn the bandit when they come. And if they come by me, but if I could stab them, I stabbing them because I'm throwing them on the road. When the police come to ask me not to take up all the shit and move with it. Because when they come to beat me, nobody is coming to stand by me. And I know what I'm not apologizing. You say Mikey, see I'm violent. Things to my family, what I'm supposed to do? Stand there and let them do that? Think about what I'm telling all you. Trinidad and Tobago, I need a little advice from the whole country. Let me tell you what to do.
You want advice if it reach if it's to allow them to beat he, chop he, kill he, or he do them before them do he. Lennox Smith, what advice can you give that brother? What could you give him an advice on that? Because we don't control violence. Let me hear what
that's a natural human response. If somebody is attacking you, you have to defend yourself. Of course, unfortunately, the law is such that if you use excessive force, they call it, and of course that is a subjective position. You might say that you use appropriate force, you get a piece of wood and you let him have it maybe to the head. They would say best you hit him on the foot, so at least he wouldn't die immediately. They don't mind if a bone is broken. So it is subjective, but that's a natural response. But I want to deal with the caller, I think before, two callers before, when you talk about our asymmetrical position. No, it's really not asymmetrical, meaning suggesting that he is diverting or he is talking opposite to what we are saying. No, we are saying the same thing. We are saying that people have strayed, people have gone against fundamental principles, our value system, our culture. And that is at every level. And the exemplars that we have, those are the highest level. Managing of affairs clearly are no exemplars, and therefore we have to clean house. We have to engage in what is called a catharsis, a cleansing, a vomiting out of these people and put people there that are going to, of course, and I'm talking about at every level, from the family, the church, the community group, the neighborhood cultural and or civil society organization, the schools, the police, the prison, the legal system. There is a total catharsis that must take place in this society, and all of us who are conscious have a duty and responsibility. I'm reading that Belmont example. If you have a caller, just say so. Otherwise, I'll
hold 1 minute. Hold 1 minute. Go ahead, caller.
Morning,
Wait, Kenrick, you hold on, Kenrick. Hold on, Kenrick. One by one. The next caller, go ahead. Kenrick, you hold.
Calling from St. James.
Go ahead, St. James.
Well, it's obvious that the country minister is suffering from delusions of grandeur. You see, when they canceled that PNM election, he thought that he was going to be the man in charge, So while we can't condone him for his nasty, vile comments, then we have to condemn him. Parliament was designed for people with honor, people with integrity, and if you don't meet the limited standard of integrity and honor, you have no choice but to resign from the parliament. The rules, the parliamentary rules dictate that certain character of people, certain quality of people would sit in that house and make decisions on behalf of the persons who elected them to be there for the welfare and the interests of the country. When you conduct yourself in such a manner, you have no choice but and I strongly believe that.
Well, how that sound like bandit there, so like I shot someone. Is invasion while you're talking on the ground report or something?
Was that Annie?
I hearing like shots in the background, but I say, well, is bandit taking over while it is you're talking on the ground report?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, move from wherever going like gunshots in the back of your boy.
Oh no, I am.
No, but he speaks volumes to the issue that we are discussing now. That we're dishonorable people, we're criminals and miscreants, and Dr. Rowley has demonstrated that he is of that ilk. And I want to say that there's a specific historical dichotomy or starting point for the likes of Rowley to enter the politics and the decision-making processes of this country. The fact is that as bad as they were, the PNM, when they were decimated, the leadership was decimated in 1986. Chambers, of course, Desmond Carty and all, even though he said that all of we thief. You had, of course, John Donaldson, you have over in Padmore. You have, of course, Errol Mahabir. You had, of course, Komarudin Mohammed. All of them were sidelined in spite of the fact that they were, let's say, not totally pure. But the fact of the matter is that they had certain standards.
Right.
There it is. After the decimation in 1991 comes in, of course, Dr. Rowley's predecessor Manning, and what has evolved is a bunch of criminals who, of course, have commandeered that party, and because the people has to some extent, even though it's a dying breed, some affinity for the party because of the history, they come and exploit it as criminals. And Dr. Rowley, what he has done, surround himself with people of a similar ilk And thus we have, of course, the chaos and mayhem that is Trinidad and Tobago today. Mismanagement, criminal behavior at the highest level. Look at Balize House.
Wait, let me look at Balize House. Hold. Caller, you finish your contribution. Wait, hold on.
He never touched Balize House.
Let the caller finish your contribution, please. I thought next one waiting. I'll cut them. Go ahead, caller.
I just want
no, go ahead. Cut me instead. Don't cut them.
To add that the country cannot move forward or move in any direction that is progressive if those are the people we are dependent on to move it forward. So, as sooner than later, in order to save this country, we have to push the PNM into the Gulf of area. We have no choice. They have to go. And this thing about taking the taxpayers' money to buy votes and giving it to people who pay no taxes, they I don't know what they spend the money on. That has to stop. Thank you.
Thank you. The next caller, hold on a minute because it's 2 minutes past your 8 o'clock. Kenrick Prasad, hold on a little bit. Mikey, a pleasant good morning to you. Hold 1 minute.
Good morning, man. Good morning.
Hold. Yes. Hold Kenrick Prasad. Go ahead in the GR over on Gael. Go ahead, Mikey. That's why I'm glad we tested. Oh boy. You're not hearing my brother. Go ahead, Kenrick Prasad.
Yes, what I was saying that good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning.
Andy and Lennox and Mikey.
All right.
What I was saying that I came up was what
yes,
about
we hear you. Let you finish.
house engagement.
Go ahead, boy.
Yeah, I wouldn't be long. Let me tell you something. If somebody breaking somebody's house over here, you better make yourself right with Jesus outside, Allah, and Buddha. Once you enter inside it, and a 9 millimeters waiting for you. So, I don't get a lot to have between that. When somebody enter your house, that's your property. Alright? So
in America where you is, Kenrick Prasad, you are saying, so long somebody enters your house in America there, they're supposed to done already buy the coffin. They're going to the maker. It have no problem. They can end up dead. It have no police jumping how you kill them.
Make sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, make sure when you're about to enter, make sure you make your life right to Jesus or something or Allah.
All right, man. Wow. All right, thank you so much. Go ahead, Mikey.
All right, loud and clear. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Friend.
Loud and clear. Good morning to you, Andy, my brother Pitbull Williams. Good morning to you, my brother Lennox Smith, and of course to our technical director and all of Trinidad and Tobago, and of course our CARICOM family on Gael TV, wherever you are. Yes, and of course those in North America and the UK. Good morning indeed, gentlemen. Well, Andy, yes, that caller, Kenrick, is correct. You better be prepared. You know, few of those things will happen in a state like Texas. You know, definitely, few of those things will happen in a state. But every state does have certain laws. But the majority, when you look at it really and truly, is that you have a right to defend your property and your life, especially if someone invades your space, your area. Yeah, you have a right. I mean, we are not here to condone violence, but I think we've reached that point, and Lennox Smith said it. I mean, this mirrors the reality, the way how people actually feel. They feel helpless. There's no sense of belonging, no sense of purpose. I mean, and the people in the ivory towers, they could care less. So that's where we are.
Nice. Well, the line's open up. Like Lennox Smith, you was finishing taking about about a mafia. This new dispensation. Let's give it short and sweet.
I was making the point of the advent, having estimated 33, the advent of clearly persons who could have never entered the steps of Balize House. You could see if that team of persons was still in office, passing, of course, 1986. You could see the likes like Rowley, not even Manning, could have entered the Balize House as leader or as prime minister. And that is where the vulnerability, or should I say, the manifestation of the metamorphosis of the PNM into a criminal enterprise started. And today we have a clear and unadulterated situation where is a bunch of criminals that have taken over that organization. And let me be very, very, very poignant and frank and brutal that here it is. I was making the point that Eric Williams over many years didn't even touch Balize House. Today, in 9 years, Rowley make enough money to produce $100 million monstrosity of steel, concrete, and iron, etc. That is today Balize House. How is that possible when you started by saying that no matter how old the party was in 2015, the PNM was bankrupt? He said so. He said one of his first tasks was that a banker called him and said that the PNM owing the bank $5 million, and of course several other media houses, a couple other million dollars. But in 9 months' time, by 9 years' time, you are able to produce something for $100 million, and you must not be held accountable, or nobody must ask you how you get that money. I mean,
that's selling raffle outside the malls and them. He and Heinz, them raise $100 million.
Yeah, and that
builder. Gentlemen, for that to happen, they had to close down the National Lottery Board for a little while. That's all. For that to happen, close it down in order for them to make the money to construct that monstrosity. That's the only.
So it's not the raffle, but it's red raffle they're selling them. They sell red raffle outside all the malls.
Yeah, but they were good. So they were competing with the National Lottery Board in order to build that corrupt, and it should remain like that ever after the next election, so that people must know, that must stay there for posterity, so people must know never again the PNM. You're quite right, Andy. They should be relegated to the dustbin of political history in this country, and future generations will be reading about them and the corrupt propensity, and that is why you must never again have people who will sully and undermine our democracy in the way that they have, and of course to try to remain in office at the same time to cleanse themselves and manipulate, of course, the various institutions, some of which are constitutionally protected.
Hold on that 1 minute. Morning caller, welcome to the Growing Report. What's your contribution on the Growing Report this morning?
Good morning to you, Mikey.
Good
morning to you, Andy. Good morning to you, Lennox. My brothers, when it's time for me to come on, Mr. Mikey, when it's time for me to come out, I am begging and pleading to you all, gentlemen, enough is enough now. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day. Malcolm X, Miss Santa Cruz, Miss Woodbrook, Mr. Hokatal, Mr. Barapoa, Miss Central. You all, good morning to you all. Bellman, good morning. Have a blessed morning to you all. Thank you.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, we also seen, gentlemen, that the Ralph Maraj is asking the Prime Minister to come clean on whether he is staying or going. What is it? What says thou? Anyone of you? What says thou?
He will not. He will not. A typical criminal wants to protect his iniquities and his history. And he is the type will say that he is not going to go out with his foot first, meaning that he don't want a dead in office. But clearly, he has said that about 2 or 3 times. That the time has come. His wife recently, apart from the very recent one, but the one just before that recent one, he said that his wife has resigned and he wants to go home to us. He will not, unless he is satisfied that he has sufficient protection for the avoidance of blue lights and silver bracelets, as he likes to say, moving forward. Otherwise, he will remain there. That is why I think Imbert remain and trying to be the vanguard for the Treasury all these years. All these years. Because of the clear and unadulterated abuse of the Treasury of the country, and the corrupt and nepotistic proclivity.
Yeah, the employee that never wants to take vacation or time off has something to safeguard. But Andy, as far as your question goes, I mean, people are asking for. To me personally, that is neither here nor there. And again, a bag is falling off the garbage truck, and I really don't have the patience nor the time to run and pick up that bag at this time. I am looking at the bag with the $10 million for the EBC. That's what I'm looking at. There are people who are talking about it's going to be a brilliant strategy and it's going to be like Biden and all that. Right now, Biden and all and showing no love for Harris. So anyhow, that's a whole different story. But the fact of the matter is, it's apples and oranges. The UNC and the PNM are not the same. Dr. Rowley would have perhaps fulfilled a certain part of his agenda from Mason Hall to Whitehall, and perhaps it was about himself, his friends, his family, and his finances, about that little circle that could eat everything, and perhaps he is financially full. His stomach is financially bulging, and perhaps he wants to make sure that he's still alive to enjoy some of the spoils, as the case may be. Kamla Prasad, predecessor, came in and will always come in to serve and deliver to the people. That's the big difference. She has always been there to serve and deliver to the people. So it's apples and oranges. It's not about somebody coming in just to make sure their financial objective and their priority is fulfilled, compared to someone who actually loves and cares about the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So that whole shot, people talking about that Biden shot, that is utter rubbish. That is neither here nor there. Trying to perhaps get some of that money before it's too late. Want to enjoy it. Don't know what perhaps the doctor may have diagnosed. We don't know, but putting on a brave face. There is no way that he is simply going to leave. And again, that is just to deflect from the real issues. $10 million for the EBC. Yes, I am willing to come out. Yes, nobody could call here and ask if the ground report committed to come out. Tear gas ground report, willing to come out. Lock up ground report, willing to come out. Rubber bullets ground report, willing to come out. I have an issue with cutting track for Guti to run. That is my main issue. You cannot justify to me that you can't come out because somebody didn't tell you to come out. You ain't get screened yet. You don't know if you're going to be the candidate. I am not here for these selfish reasons. That does nothing to the people who are suffering in this country, where people's homes are being invaded. Your ambition and your personal ego could never be bigger than serving the people of this country. Kamla Prasad Dusese is the leader. Understand that. Full stop. She has our full support. Let's get that clear, crystal clear. But she cannot do it alone. Come on, people. You have to start getting up and thinking for yourself. We have to ensure a victory, and we can't deal with the aftermath. We should have do this. We should have checked that. Something was wrong in San Fernando West. What went on in Grandy? I see something going on in Maruga. That will not help us after the fact. It will not help us. You have to come out. If you're so confident about a reserve position and you're just waiting for victory to go and put on your suit or whatever that's been hanging up in the closet, then come out with that same confidence to make it a reality. Because if we win, you can't put on that suit. If we win, you can't look good. So we have to win. Victory is a must because we want to live better. I don't know how else to put it. We're ready to come out, but everybody has to come out. Everybody has to come out.
I agree 100%. A pleasant good morning to you, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution in the ground report this morning? Go ahead.
Good morning.
Andy for Grandy, and Grandy for Andy. And that's why we, the people, for the observers, and rallying around. So, good morning, Andy, Lennox, Mikey, and all the technical operators, the workers platform, Gael, and the listening Caribbean. Now, Uncle Lennox, I would like to crave your indulgence to see if this makes sense to me, right? Now, the trend is that he 2 terms for Prime Minister, and I don't want to leave and remain all in office. I didn't want the job, or they give me the work. But all this diversion, but the Parliamentary Finance Committee seeing where money is being hid in all the ministries allocation. And when I ask them what the money is for, they give you all kind of shoddy answers. Just imagine, in a police station rented from private property owners. So that is money now to pay property tax. No, they don't pay property tax. Just in case the landlord increase it. You see the excuse? And you see where they thief out the money. You ask them about the $3 billion unaccounted for the last Auditor General report. Still a address. So Rowley coming out to divert the attention of the public. And I wonder when people will stay focused on it. They're talking about Zambian. So the people run behind that. But just imagine now, Shell hire up a company with, let's imagine from Venezuela hire Shell as a consultant to run the system to see the foundation of the seabed and the mapping of the where the gas line will run from the Dragon. You see what they're interested in? So when we talking about all the bag the truck behind the truck, you stop, don't follow the truck. You see what they're about? Eh? That's all in Rowley and Chilton care about that Dragon gas. They don't set up this economy. People are understanding how to set up this economy. We have to pay property tax to fix road, take up rubbish, clean Savannah. We had to fight. I want to get the work. While they're thieving out the revenue of this country, we had to pay for it and fix everything. So when the revenue and the revenue stream from the resources come in, who collected it? Where it going? And then they want to talk about pushing a cashless economy so that you just go with a can, you have money, you have invisible money. So when the bulk is going, and you see all the businesses they're setting up, and when you ask them in Parliament, they're not coming forward with the answer. So we the people, when we learn, when we understand, look what they do teachers, look what they do the public service, they mash up the border island revenue to bring new authority, and the minister is the man in charge of everything. You see the procurement office telling you $5 billion on a questionable contract, and people still sitting in their laurels and talking. Yeah? When we will understand as people that we are doomed, that the IMF model, everything the IMF is doing in our country when they go to them, India for the last 9 years giving me that. Yeah? They cut employment. He put a stop on full vacancy. He raised the gas. He take away the subsidies. Stop subsidizing. That is the IMF model. Stop giving increase and stop being an employer. They understand that, and people still wondering if we are come out and vote. If the sun hot, I had to make a roti. I had to do this, and then the 5 dividends. They're looking, really looking to get the support from them. So I want to know, Uncle Lennox, if Raleigh decide to give the leadership to the next one, right, and step down, right, so that they won't have to go to the polls for internal. People reject him all over. What are they tell you, Uncle Lennox? They reject him, they don't want him, and yet still, because Kennedy, all of them went from the crackers coming up, doing cottage meetings, and people reject them in the old constituency, and that was the secret to the PNM, going all over and campaigning, easy in cottage meeting in all the constituency and the council areas, and the people spit it in the face, and yet still, we have to come this morning and talk about the ills and the shortfall, and where in the 9 years, the PNM had no development and expansion in the energy sector. Have an idea, people.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Oh boy. So the lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago.
Give them the numbers. Give them the numbers.
Yes, the numbers to call 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120, or give us a WhatsApp call. We'll send out WhatsApp voice notes, which you will pay the voice notes that come in a little bit at 366-3053. 366-3053. Oh boy, gentlemen.
Yeah, I was making a point consistent with what Mikey was saying, that all hands are must be on deck, and not just on this occasion, but moving into the future. That we have to appeal to those young people who would have already turned 18 years of age, about to turn 18 years of age, maybe next year before the constitutionally carded or due general elections. That the country you would be inheriting and you now have to save is yours, and therefore you must become part and parcel of the consciousness of the awakening that is required now in order to save our country. We have the best we can do is put the argument, in spite of the biases of those that the administration are in charge of or can influence, the traditional media. But certainly, when we put it to you, the facts that are on the ground, because it is part and parcel of your own experiences. And I've always said to all of my students, experience is the best teacher. And if it is that you can measure your own experience and it is consistent with what we are telling you, it means therefore you have a duty and responsibility to take charge now by virtue of making sure that you are registered to vote, because without that you cannot vote, and that you go out and vote. And this, of course, is applicable to, of course, every single, what I consider to be qualified voter or elector in this country, because that would be one of the ways that the EBC will not be able to assist the PNM, even though, of course, there may be other nuances that they may be considering. But certainly, if 25,000 persons is in a constituency, and let's say the 25,000 for hypothetically voted, it means, therefore, when you come up with 26,000, you know clearly, as has happened in the past. That is why Robinson, I think, in the 1970s, the early 1970s, fell out with Eric Williams, and they discontinued, of course, the voting machine because of that constituency in Tobago. So I want people to understand, young people in particular, what is at stake, and that the quality of their future depends on them.
We have anyone there, Andy? What
yes,
we
go
have?
ahead, caller. President, good morning to you.
Morning, sir. I have a question I want to ask.
You are Christian, and you want to ask, and what area you're calling from?
Question.
Oh, question.
I'm calling from Club, sir.
Club.
Area.
All right, go ahead.
The question is that I would like the Attorney General or the Legal Affairs Minister to tell this country why it is letters of administration is taking 15 and 20 years to come out from the High Court when they have all the documents. If they don't have proper attorney, why the Attorney General don't send proper attorneys to assist so that these documents will come out quickly, or people till they die and they wouldn't get the documents come out. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Lennox, what is that he's talking about? So the rest of you will understand.
I didn't hear him clear, but what he was saying, it reminds me of the dock workers, for example, having, of course, matters in the court that have been completed or in the process of being completed, and the recalcitrance of the government not to of course, engage forthrightly with these outstanding matters. I think is essentially that is what I gather from what he would have said. But more significantly, in the debate or having been questioned by journalists of the Minister of Finance, he made a very quaint but typically what I consider to be facetious response by the minister when he said, the Minister of Finance, I'm talking about Imbert, when he said that why are there so much money for attorneys and so on out of the office or the vote of the office of the Attorney General? And he turns and says, I mean, just glibly and simplistically and like a total buffoon, he tells us that too many of the people connected to the UNC are filing, of course, freedom of information requests, and he had to get the best lawyers, and he has to get SCs, state council Cedar Council in order, of course, to treat with these matters. That is the level of buffoonery we have in this country. Imagine that is a response to billions of dollars. This government is paying to, of course, in questionable circumstances. The country wants to know why it is that is a priority, as opposed to, of course, providing laptops, providing additional food opportunities, or expanding the lunch program in schools, and providing, of course, a facilitation that people could employ themselves or get employment as a result of encouraging an entrepreneurial class with the proper facilitation, with the extra money that they would be allocating to dealing with, of course, legal matters. I mean, that is unacceptable. Unacceptable. What the hell, Rowley and them doing there? What are they doing there? They are the bane of the country. They must know that they are hated. But they continue, of course, to make these positions and to deepen the hatred that people have. Oh, and of course, the longer they stay, is the deeper, of course, they will be exposed to blue lights and silver bracelets. I can assure them of that. Assure them of that.
Nice. Let me play some voice notes there.
You have quite a few?
We have that tape as well, Andy, that we did play as yet.
The government have you not see that continue man money. You sharpen if you bleed. I sharpen up the Kanda have here. Anytime you come in my house, I am asking you a question. I just asking where I want, and I think the street in here with it. Street in the head with it because they were going on. All the coming in poor people house, I'm not going to distress them. You understand? And I'm not going to that at all here. Or they come in my house, I think the street I go there, one pick I come that go to your head. You understand? And you must see the ground. Because all the unjust people in the country, only and the crime in the part of the crime in the country, no. Only and the part of the crime in the country, and they're not solving the crime in the country. It's your Pigeon has seen. Pigeon has the one reject Garaha in Parliament that we have. He and Chotong and Imbutan and Rawi and Yasikanan and Rowley is the between 5 Garahas have in Parliament and the 22 Garahas have in Parliament. Have a blessed and presently. Andy, have a blessed my brother.
Andy, I am very surprised to hear people talking about the politics in America, but let's forget that. Let's think about Trinidad. You have a lying man who lies all the time, who rape a girl, a young girl, a rapist, a liar, a thief. Everything you think about. Who did what he wanted to do. Stuff for the people, made them eat grass, do everything. And these are people who support him. We have a guy here who does worse than that. He's a rapist, he's a criminal, he's a thief. He wanted black people to eat dog and cat. He called them shithole country. And I'll tell you something, Mikey, Lennox, and Andy. If that guy win election, Muslim in Trinidad, and black people in Trinidad, not going to get no visa to come to America. The visa will be stopped. So don't worry about Kamala and Biden. They're working together. Let's worry about your boy there, PM Rowley. Donald Trump is worse than Rowley. Worse. Because you know what he called you guys black people there? Shithole. You are that hole, shithole. And that's what we call black people. I'm a black man. I consider myself a black man. Although I'm Indian. But I'll tell you something. You guys not going to get any visa to come to America. None of you guys. Muslim worse. So don't worry about here. Let's talk about getting rid of Rowley. Because Rowley's the 20% hypocrite. Donald Trump is 40% hypocrite. So that's another thing. Concentrate, and we will concentrate getting rid of this one here. Because the man is a thief, a rapist, a criminal, and everything. A lot of you guys don't know about this man. So we have the books on him and we read about him. Let's worry about Rowley. Man is a...
Good morning to the Ground Report team. Also, the listeners, the many thousands regionally and internationally listening to this wonderful program. What I want to say is that these parliamentarians who call themselves ministers and take an oath to serve the people wholeheartedly. The kind of crap coming from their mouth and the action, it tells you a lot that they are not fit for office. They should not be in office. So that is the reason that our country, as it is in now, with all the crime, the murders, high food prices, the mayhem at the moment, is due to these people and them who are supposed to be leaders and good exemplars. We are in shambles, this country gone through, people laughing at us, Guyana showing the world that what good governance can be, and they are trickling the wealth down to the average person. Whereas here in Trinidad, the wealth going to the 1%, their friends and family, and all the parliamentarians now who are in government, they are reaping the benefit, whatever left in this country. And nothing, absolutely nothing for the poor man and woman. So, I mean, it's time that they take their exit, get out of people's face, and let somebody who have new ideas, the opposition in waiting, come and try to rescue this country before it end up in the bottom of the sea.
Caller, the parliament was also not designed to have people that have criminal charges sit in it to make decisions and laws for the general population, right? So David Lee, Munilal, Jolene John, Anel Roberts, Anal Ram, all them not supposed to be in parliament, okay?
Andy, good morning again to you, Lennox, Mikey, and to everybody out there. I want to thank Imam Karim, that's his name, for what he said this morning. I want to thank him for what he said about the disrespect towards Mrs. Pasabi Sessa. Andy, I sent you a Facebook post of what, now I know that is a fake profile, of a nasty post calling on Muslims what to do with Mrs. Pasabi Sessa. Right? And when I heard the Imam talking this morning, I say, yes, Father, we still have faith. Yes, Father, there are some people that still believe in her. Regardless of the nastiness and the nasty agenda that some people want to push under the guise of religion. Under the guise of religion. Right? And as he rightly said, and as I always keep saying, yes, we have to call on God, but we have to row as well as pray. We can't just pray alone. We have to row and pray. Right? We have to get up. We have to do what it is we have to do. And, you know, to hear his support of her and how he spoke about her, that asking, these people didn't come from a woman, sorry. If they don't have a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter, to be disrespecting this lady like that. It was really disgusting and distasteful. And I am so glad after hearing him this morning that I can say, yes, we are on the right track. Especially, we can push out that poster of that nasty things that he said about Kamala. And telling people, imagine telling people that don't vote for the UNC, vote for the PNM. Look at what the PNM doing to this country. And you come in to talk about drunkenness and zamminess and all kind and what sort of nonsense. 22 babies died in NICU. I didn't hear you put up a you put up a post about that. No. But you're coming to talk about Kamala and what that nasty foul-mouthed man Stuart Young said in Parliament. And on the next note, I'd like to tell that man they call Imbert that there's no life sport in the PNM. No, it had more than life sport. It had more than life sport. It had 1,000 times more, and it still have there. You have a prime minister getting $50 million to fit, and that is not a life sport. I keep telling all when all they want to spell all the stones from Bally's house is boulders coming back. Thanks a lot, Andy.
And I don't know why. Andy, good morning. So, I keep telling you, don't send me a link. And I'll come back to your program. And I'll come back to your program, and I'll come back to Mikey program. And I'll come back to Lennox Smith program. Right? At the end of the day, I tell you already, collaboration is everything. I tell you that. Right? And you can't want to have a pushback and a thing, right? And at the end of the day, people coming out and support you. And at the end of the day, when other people have things, we can't get all the support. That's not the way that talking this goes, let's go. Right? So, I still going to sit down now and watch the government destroy this nation. They're going to spend another 600 million again, and they don't start already. And they're going to continue to borrow. By the time I say they get out of office, yeah, it's UNC to catch. I understand. But I'm not happy with the fact that we come to all say, yo, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then the day other boy on the air trying to blast and talk about what I doing and making no sense. When all of us having pushback 1 and 2, we never come out and tell her that what I was doing wasn't making no sense. We never put all those kind of sentiments out there to discourage people from coming out and walk with us and all these things. You understand? Anyway, enjoy your day, bro. Much love.
Pleasant morning, Trinidad Diego.
That Linden Mark. Remember, if he save on the phone, songs are blast, you get it. So yeah. So I can't help that. You just have to keep watching the blast, receive the blast, and as he said, he jotting back to watch Rowley them destroy the country.
No, he made a contribution. That's what I'm asking. Stemming from something that apparently he was having. But last thing I know is that Lennox Smith told him is that if that's his project, then just start it, lead the way. But he himself, I don't know. I mean, you're confident about something, but you don't want to be the face of it. You don't want to lead it. So anyhow,
I mean, and he has many examples to demonstrate that. We would have taken charge of those projects that we have initiated, and all of which, to some extent, and some more than others, but relatively successful in the sense that they materialize. And that is what he should be focusing on. It doesn't matter the level of support, but you would have accomplished and completed that exercise and you move on to the next one. But apparently he probably is waiting or have some other agenda.
Pleasant morning, Trinidad Tobago. Pleasant morning to the Ground Report family. This is my take. Everybody is criticizing and condemning and giving their own opinion. But the only thing that would make a difference in this country, we all have to come together to get rid of the PNM government. Because everything that goes with the PNM is a total mess. It is a total mess, and unless we get rid of the PNM government, we have to stop bashing and criticizing people. None of us can stand and say that we don't have a fault. We don't have a fault. None of us is perfect. There is no perfect human being. You understand? And everybody should know the PNM have this country to what it is, and it's not getting better, it's getting worse. So stop criticizing who might be able to make a difference. Let everybody come aboard. They might have some good input. Let them come aboard. The biggest issue here is to get rid of the PNM government so that we could come back to sanity, because there's a set of mad people walking all over the place. who went go mad is sure to go mad as long as the PNM in power. We all sure to go mad. As the people will say, who were dead, they're badly wounded.
Think more, Stuart. You're hiding from the public now. Eh? Only time you're giving them more liberty in Parliament. With your dirty mouth. I wonder if your mouth doing Zami now, eh? Your mouth has Zami. You can't talk. Only too wicked. It's good for you, it must set you up. You can't get no leadership and no PNM again. That's done. I want to go there, Andy, for granted.
Morning, wrong report. Andy, when you're playing a video in Parliament, you must start it out with a theme song. A theme calypso, they call it Fixing in Parliament by Explainer. That will go hand in hand with what take place in Parliament.
Andy, this both government, this both sides have to go. The country can come better. Because they're getting the money every month and the poor people suffering. And there's nothing to do about this country. When they call these MP, none don't answer a phone on the UNC side either. They just as worse as the PNM. All they manage with themselves. Andy, I want to say this because it's over very, very disgusting with the both side government. None are better than none, Andy. I'm telling you, we need new change, we need new government, both sides.
Morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Andy.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Andy.
Dennis, go ahead.
I want to put on there, man. I want to tell you both. I want to tell you.
You want to tell you're breaking up?
I want to tell Stuart Young. I want to reply to Stuart Young.
All right. What is your reply to Stuart Young?
That to go home, he more than his sister doing Zami right now.
All right. Hear you.
I'm sure you that. I'm sure you that.
That's me thing really going mad, boy. Let me play next voice note.
We have that to play.
Yep, we have also that to play. I want to make sure we get it in the. Oh boy, the right time in here. Come on, load. Right. Let me hear McGilly here.
Andy, Mighty K, and here. Andy pertaining to crime.
Alright. Let me take this call and then I will continue this voice notes. Go ahead, Malcolm X. Morning to you.
Morning, Andy.
Morning. Just listen to the phone and go ahead and talk. Don't study the gadget in the back. Go ahead.
All right. Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning, Mikey K. Now, I was listening to the panel with input, and some panel days have been asking about money and spending and things. Input see you have a committee set up to investigate the money that what the budget read out for the Prime Minister entertainment, and he also going back for Camilla when Camilla was Prime Minister for she entertainment. How long we going to continue with this thing, right? Then Rudy Singh asking the Minister of Public Utilities, Lennox, you know it's over 50-something years by the Tamban tree, that water that running from the spring in the Tamban tree there, we ever do a research to know that water could use in the corridor, right? they ever tried to see if we could use that water. It's over 50-something years that water running. I remember that little fella going there and bathing. Right? Why it is? I now hear somebody calling there and asking about Jolene John and who in Parliament should be in jail. Where these people really come from? Where he really know about Jolene John? Eh? It's in the same Rowley who say he go lock up them UNC ministers for corruption, lies for this, that. And if them in Parliament, that means the government have something on them. What we say now is the $3 billion we input have the Auditor General silent. We ain't hearing nothing about other money that's where they can't answer for. So what's going on is the police and everybody seeing who thieving, who in corruption. Mr. Big, all of them existing, you can't lock them up. So you ain't think monkey do, monkey see, monkey do. And guys we had this whole country, nothing. Let me tell Trinidad and Tobago, all you watch something. The houses that Eric Williams and them build in Batay and Curep and Mount Hope and Coconut Drive and them thing. Check the price of them house. They must pay on them house. Check the houses that we Rowley and them build. In Cashew Gardens and all them place. Check the price of them house now that they coming to put all you out because here we go on. In both coming with a deceitfulness. Here we go on, you know. In both saying they coming with a pension plan for daily paid workers. UNC had a member of the union and everybody in this country. They may have no union representative on no board. But you come in now to tell Trinidad and Tobago daily paid workers all they go in and give them a pension plan because it's election. And not a false promise. Right now, heart tablets, the most important tablets for people with suffering with the heart, you cannot get it. You cannot get it. Rowley say that lock up all of them who was in corruption in the UNC. Nobody can get locked up. Right? And then now you telling me Stuart Young and all of them with talking still nobody can get locked up. So the culture is corruption in this country, boy. Guys, we killing this country. We have money here now, but not for the poor. Right? All who is PNM, all you talk to me who born and grew up under PNM, boy, and all you still supporting this wickedness for your children or your grandchildren with input, all you still are input on that TV they talking, boy. Why input and Stuart Young and this Foster comments on them, ask them to declare their asset. Ask them to declare their asset. Boy, kill me there, I go in with Camilla, boy, I vote in Camilla and Jolene John and them because through Jolene John, I could relax with a pension. You hear what I'm telling all you? The most back pay AGC workers ever get is under Jolene John and Moonilal. The most set of houses workers get is under Moonan as chairman. When Newman George and his wife benefiting and doing for the poor. When Newman George and his wife the speaker of the house, what them doing? Every minute somebody stand up to say something in parliament, she's stopping them. Because you know why? Nobody in getting locked up, boy. It's time for me to take the street and do like in China and start to lock up them corrupt politicians, boy. Sit us in a rest. All you have a nice day.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. Bang, bang, bang.
A crime scene. Ghanaians will snap because everybody who knows something. Andy, Mighty K, Lennox Smith, Trinidad and Tobago Central here. Andy, pertaining to crime, here what's going on. We, as a citizen in this country, have to start back to take back the country in our own hands. You've seen how police running a racket, that's why crime can't done. Them is part and parcel just like the government. You understand? From the head come down to the tail, rotten in this fish. You hear? A fisherman don't tell you fish rotten until you buy it, clean it, cook it, and then eat it, and then you realize the fish rotten. So here what's going on. Trinbagonians, here what's going on. You see this home invasion business thing what's going on, which is a rare business they're investing in this country here? together with all other crimes, other small crimes going on. Here what going on. Ban all the belly. Invest in a little camera system. If you all have to do it as a hidden camera, all you do it. Put it as self-defense. So when these crooks and criminals and bandits and murderers, however they want to call them, come in all the place and all you deal with them for jumping all the fence and defending all yourself, or they could show somebody, which is who all they believe and trust enough, if all they have to reach the court or whatever the case is, to show them this is what went down and this is what I had to do to defend myself and my family. Somewhere or the other, somebody had to start in taking back this country. Because this thing ain't going on, guys. Besides it is a politics thing, it's a serious business going on here. Crime is a business in this country going forward today. You understand? It's happening long before and it rampage right now. You understand? So Andy, I'm telling you, people have to get serious with themselves. Ban the belly, buy a little camera system. A camera can't save you, you know, but a camera can help defend you in a crime scene. Trinbagonians listen up. Because everybody who knows something, afraid to come and say, hey, I see this and I know that and whatever the case is. You cannot trust the police, no day, no time. Them is part and parcel of the problem what's going on here. You understand? The only person that you can trust is somebody who you know personally, living in your community, and there's a police officer. Sometimes you have to ask yourself the question still up to now, because you've seen them and knowing them as normal. And when they're in their uniform, it's something else with them. Trinbagonians, all they stand together and you all make a date and time, be ready to come out and rumble to call for a date and time for a general election in this country. You hear what I'm saying? Enough is enough for these wicked, don't-see-headed, block-headed, disrespectful people and them. We're ready to get rid of them once and for all. We cannot take no more of them. You understand? Let us work back to the people and let we get back a working government in power. You understand? And let we get rid of this non-performing people and them. This is a bad man, corrupted, dirty, underneath PNM government. You understand what I'm saying? Yellow is the code, PNM nothing, and it's that Andy.
Andy, good morning. Lennox, good morning. Mikey K, good morning. What I want to say is that the behavior of all these members of parliament in PNM government is disturbing. And they all have developed that habit from Rowley. So Rowley is a bully. He started his bullying way while in opposition, bullying his way to government. And now everybody else is taking after him. They're developing the same attitude. But they don't realize that one day to come, it's going to hit them back very hard. Look, Stuart Young. If Stuart Young, when he gets out of government and being confronted by people, what are you going to say? He didn't say that. What's a much short man? The brainer. Only thief. I want to bully his way too. Another one is Camille Robinson. She's an ex-bully. She's a bald-head bully. And good morning. Look what is going on in Guyana. The president of Guyana, Irfan Mohammed, has given every household $1,000 It started 2 weeks ago. He wants to ensure that his people is happy. And it's 200,000 Guyanese dollars that he given every household between now and Christmas. What Rowley is given? Rowley ain't giving nothing, Rowley taking. Rowley ain't taking all for themselves. That when they leave, they must leave with a pocket, can't hold anything again, and the stomach extra full. But Rowley don't realize that he'll die one day and leave everything right there, and somebody else will make you sad.
Good morning. I am just curious as to why Trinidadians wouldn't want someone like Gary Griffith, who was transparent. When he was had his role as commissioner, everything was transparent. Things were looking, everyone felt safe, I would say. You know, a lot of expats were thinking of coming back to Trinidad because things look so safe. And now things are at a point where we see Trinidad like Haiti or like the Middle East, where we're saying, hey, you know what, these people want that for themselves, they're crying about politics, yet they allowing politics to divide them and not try to put someone who is transparent for whatever reason. And it's probably because I don't know the political situation in Trinidad, but I'm just curious to know why Trinidadians are not looking for transparency and why it's all about political party.
Morning, my brothers. Morning. Pleasant good morning to you all. Just imagine, I was talking to Steve Pepper this morning, and the man embarrassed, and the man is a big PNM. The man embarrassed. Here the man telling me now, boy. He said, just imagine they stop the laptops in school. They stop them things in school, think to educate the children and give them 30 grams of marijuana. Yes, and he said, only take that, only smoke that. Because anyway you take it, if you have 5 people in a house, including children, you're entitled to a certain amount of trees to plant in your house for that. Right? And then the next thing too, my brother, the man telling me, he said, boy, they man give you a cigarette, boy. That man give you a cigarette price, boy, $2 on your salary, boy. For every hour you work a cigarette price, the man give you, boy. The man treat you like a jailer, like a piper, the man treat you, boy. Yes, and I said, well, brother, man, great is the PNM, that will they vote for, take it. Don't complain, because all they put all their hand and they put their hand for the PNM. So do not complain, my brother. You understand? Continue being slaves to them. You understand? Because you are really slaves to the white man, the Syrian, the 1%. That will really slaves so. Not the blackface. The blackface don't care about all you.
Now, this scholarship was a 2-year scholarship. And we will leave our jobs one day for the week, every Thursday, and attend the classes for the whole day. First year, second year. The UNC paid that money. It had nothing to do with the selection. The University of Education did.
Yeah, I got to mention, this guy on a country prime minister, you know, he loves to say all around the world, this and that taking place. Well, sir, right next door, Guyana giving back to the people. Why don't you study that? Is no shame on the have, sir? Why don't you study how Guyana giving back to the people because they're prospering? God will bless them because they're doing everything the right way. They ain't doing it on any corrupted and underhand. You understand what I'm saying? Guyana booming up. Study that. That is right next door. They're not around the world. They're right there. Why you don't study to give back to your people in this country, but all you're greedy, all you're glutton, all you want everything to all yourself. Tighten your belt until your neck busts out, but all you're surviving, comfortable with all yourself and all your family. All you're so wicked, and make sure and enjoy every bit of it, because you will never, ever, ever see parliament again in this life. Trust what I'm telling you, because people prop and they're waiting patiently. They say long rope from maga goat, and that is a true saying. You understand? Just remember, if your name man, make a date and time, and you will see where the barley really grow. You understand? All you like to do too much of thing for all yourself, all your family, and all your finances. That is wickedness to the highest level. But trust what I'm telling you. Hell said they didn't have a space here, so I don't know whether I'll carry your spirit. Sorry to say, but just remember, God is alive and everything is timing. Not man timing, but is in his timing. He does wear pajamas, but he don't sleep. Always too wicked PNM. That's why people are going to the door when they see them coming by the place. And they don't warn them. Do not bring children with them when they see them carrying and dragging them little children all over the place, the PNM and them. Because people don't prep already, waiting till they go down to the potong in the yard to run them from the place. And the discipline them have no shame. It's time for we to take back the country and get safety and happiness once again. It's goodness you are in this country. PNM nothing. All the too wicked.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, let me just go into a quick news there. And then they reorganize and play a clip there showing all the nasty words that this Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, oh God boy, the man mouth dirty against woman. And now Stuart Young and everybody falling. Mr. Pleasant, good morning to those of you that are viewing us on Dial the Caribbean. Ghana, you're hearing how Trinidadians are bracing you all, saying your all government are doing good for the people. We have money here and them taking all, then gave we nothing here. Things hard in Trinidad. Yeah, boy.
Criticism from members of the public after a now viral hot mic incident in Parliament on Thursday. During a break in the middle of the budget debate, Young was heard using a local derogatory term to suggest that opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissassa was about to do sexual acts with a woman in the bathroom. He was also heard using obscene language. Here's that clip.
Can't use the PTSD buses anymore though, but you go bring the girls for all, you know, including camera.
We're gonna use the bathroom.
Yeah, she gonna
Hey,
don't call my name.
What's wrong with you? Hey, boy, cool at the mic on.
At a time when there's consideration for increasing electricity rates for citizens to help get TNTEC out of debt, it seems as if the state will still not be paying its massive outstanding arrears. In yesterday's Standing Finance Committee, Princestown MP Barry Patterath sought to highlight that there was no allocation for either the Public Utilities Ministry or WASA to pay the millions it owes to TNTEC. MP Patterath said records show the Public Utilities Ministry owes TNTEC almost $20 million, while WASA owes a whopping $800 million. Minister Marvin Gonzalez said the monies allocated this year is to pay for the electricity bills in this fiscal year. Speaking with CNC3 News after the sitting, Patterath said it is unfair to ask citizens to pay more for electricity when government fails to lead by example and pay its debts. And Caribbean Airlines pilots are seeking an audience with the government to discuss their frustration over the prolonged delays in salary negotiations. Represented by the Trinidad and Tobago Airline Pilots Association, they protested outside Finance Minister Colm Imbert's office on Monday. The pilots say they have been working under expired contracts for the past 9 years. They cited concerns about job security, lower wages compared to foreign pilots, and the airline's proposal of a 20% salary cut. During the protest, they delivered a letter to the Finance Minister and held a silent demonstration outside the Eric Williams Financial Complex. Well, those were...
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, your quick thoughts, Lennox. Michael, go first on the issue of the headline news. The pilots, you see no thing. Go ahead.
That on the issue, of course, what was said by Stuart Young, to me, Andy, neither here nor there. $10 million allocated for the EBC on the issue of the fact that the government is not leading by example and trying to get the monies owed to them, but yet still there's high possibility of a hike, a rate hike in TNTEC. Again, not surprising to me, but there's $10 million for the EBC. There you go.
Lennox Smith.
Well, like Mikey, I am not surprised either, because we know the kind of rapscallions that Rowley had amalgamated and purporting to be minister, and he himself, of course, a fake prime minister in all dimensions, because I mean he is unpatriotic. He should be charged for treason as far as I am concerned, and therefore he, Stuart Young, now of course avoiding the media like a plague now when they approach him as to his comments on the matter, demonstrates the cowardice that they are, the opportunists that they are, and that of course they were never ready and could not have survived in government unless of course they were engaged of course in these criminalistic behavior at every single level. But it's just a matter of time. In my view, it's just a matter of time.
And before you go to the lines there, just want to share with the listening public and those viewing, of course, those viewing, especially on the outside, they kill Babu G. Babu G has been killed. He was
Who's
shot
Babu
dead
G?
at Orange Field. Well, I don't know, but I don't know who's Babu G, but I know he's the 518 person to be killed.
Ooh.
Homicide 518.
In Trinidad.
So they
Wow.
killed in Trinidad, yeah. So Babu G was shot dead at Orange Field Road in Caripachaima. So Babu G is dead, bringing us to 518 for the year.
Jesus Christ. Let's go to the lines. Morning caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
I'm calling from overseas. TNC is my birthplace. I want to say that on the issue of bullying, what do you expect from the children of the nation when the Prime Minister bullies the reporters, shouts and yells and all that? What do you expect from the citizens when the leader of the country himself bullies his citizens? Have a good day.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Next caller. Oh boy. Oh boy. Boy. Go ahead, caller.
Morning, gentlemen. Calling from the Barrackport.
Go ahead, the Barpo.
Gentlemen, this is exactly the point where I say we need a female prime minister to bring back this country. Because from time and time, as we saying, you see the men in this country, they have no balls. There's a set of weak, yellow belly set of people that call themselves male and they're competing for the spot of women in this country. That's why you see Stuart Young. We don't know the size of the small penny tooting. That's why you see no woman don't want to be with him. You can't have a woman with him. Every time you have a woman, somebody else playing draft with him and hopping him in. And this is the kind of statement that he would make against an elderly senior citizen who hold a respectable position in the country of Prime Minister. That just show you why Alwari and all of them is the same thing. When you see Imbut sit down and giggling like that, no wonder Imbut sound like a little girl too. You understand? So the direction the country running in is men leading it with feminine kind of ideology, feminine mentality. You know? They can't stand up and do nothing to really show, hey, this is the masculine nature of me as a male. So people would follow me. They would try to replicate me. They would stand up for the right things. But when you have these sort of people in government, in position of leadership place, and there's a sort of sissy, what you expect the country to deteriorate to? Man just chopping up, you got a little small horn, you take a blade, you chop up the woman, you chop up children. It's because of that same thing. What we getting from the leadership trickling down into society, that men don't have a belly again in this country to say, hey, hear what? I am a man. I could handle situations and I could show that, hear what? I am strong and I could move on. And that's what we want for the country. We want the country to stand up and be strong and to move on, to be better, rather than to have them imps on them, making policies in the country, trying to get the people them to believe in what they believe in, which is a sort of failed policies that they bring into the country. Just imagine a man will legalize marijuana for a country. When what people is use drugs for? Not when you're sick. So if you give the whole country to use drugs and just making a sick country for people to live in, what you expect? All you have to go a little deeper and sort of think what it is we have to really do in this country to bring it back to where it is. And let me tell you something, this country could be such a beautiful, well-organized place with integrity and dignity that everybody could feel proud to say, I'm a Trinidadian, and walk among each other and respect each other. You don't want to hide your hard-earned jewelry that you wear to walk in Port of Spain and think a man go rob you. No, that can't be happening, and that's because of what we have in governance. So, if it is the men them can't do it, let's put a woman a woman with integrity, a woman who know, hear what? This is the policies that I'm aligning out for you people, that I am going to lead and govern, whether you vote for PNM, whether you vote for UNC, whether who you vote for. Hear what? We're going to do this thing together, and we're going to make this country a better place to live in. And that's the only option. Any other option, that's a waste of time. And to do it, we have to be PNM, not Rowley and not Stuart, the PNM. Have a good morning, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of all day. Take care.
Thank you very much. Oh boy. Just encouraging you, the people, again. Don't forget we are live on Guile the Caribbean. Be very focused on your language and how you bring across your points.
That's right, Andy. Remind them, yes. I know, we're trying to give you as much access as possible. Please, yeah.
Right. And we don't want our favorite program end up in no problems.
That's right.
Especially now while Guyana loving we, Jamaica loving we, St. Vincent and everybody loving the #1 program. And them understand if they have a program like this in their country, that people can't play the fool. The only thing is in this country here, because of race, African brothers and sisters would rather eat grass and have this prime minister continue to disrespect we, all of we, be a bully and disrespect women. Therefore, you know what I'm talking about? Listen to what I'm talking about.
Did you contact the boss?
Clip of some children from one of our schools in the West, young girls behaving in a manner like hyenas in the African jungle.
Parents who breed monsters at home and send these monsters to teachers.
Well, I want to tell them to start this tonight. That is none of your goddamn business. Because as long as Sharon is happy with what I had outside, and I'm going to have inside, Rory is happy with that. At least what I had outside and what I have inside, they escape and they're alive.
Where's the flood? She's falling number 1 in the world. In the car, out the car. Nah. No man is taking up like that. Nah. No man is taking up like that. I mean, there's some people who know they can go on, you know.
Campus business and the UNC go and put that bill where the monkey put the nuts. And because you know I love the world that I love anyone, I want to taste. A lot of you was on the verge of being your activity general. So some people will be Dr. Family, and she can drop the high, she can drop the low. She can drink this, she can drink that. She can back on the floor, we can bring more shit. Come in with a quote telling you vote for Kamala. That is tantamount to hugging up a porcupine and go to bed. God bless you. You gotta move. Otherwise, it turns into passion.
I choose my words very carefully. You can behave as an effective opposition leader. I think the country is better for that. But geometry is not really these things.
One-third of murders in recent times are domestic violence or domestic issues. And then that you call on the Prime Minister to do something, but I'm not in your bedroom, I'm not in your choice amendment. Call on the Prime Minister to do something, but I'm not in your bedroom, I'm not in your choice amendment.
Using PTSD buses anymore, we bring the girls all including You're going to use that, Joe? Yeah,
What's all my name? Did you contact the boss?
Guy using PTSD buses anymore, though, you bring the girls for including cameras.
You're gonna use that true?
Yeah, Shashan's
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. Bang, 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 bang.
I was going to the Oval one evening, and I stopped as it was drizzling, and a radio station was on. And on that radio station was my favorite station, but it was on in the V1000. A most vulgar and outrageous radio program was on the airwaves called Ground Report. You remember that? In that report, it was the nastiest, dirtiest. As a matter of fact, what caught my attention was how filthy the program was on our airwaves. And I was asking myself, how could this be permitted on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago? Election or no election? And it was all about me and my father and my mother and this and I had raped this and I had done that and the Ground Report. There was only one plan is. The plan is to put an end to this.
Bang, 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 bang. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yes.
Go ahead, fellas.
Was everything sounding clearly? Because there's some people who were saying that the first one that you played may not have come across as clear. So I don't know how the format or whatever it is, but perhaps we could look at that.
All right, well, next time, don't think it's so loud, Lennox Smith. Oh boy, oh boy. So Trinidad and Tobago, let's go to the lines. Let's go to the lines.
Who's on the outside?
We're talking foul mouth Prime Minister, bullying, home invasions, people saying the most important medicine, heart medication, they can't get it. It is very expensive. Some people waiting for the surgery to go on the surgery date. And when they reach it, they get them a next. All right, you want to come back next year. Come back 12 months from now, you'll get your surgery. A man want to know we dad no sweat, he have belly pain. He balling in the hospital. He balling, oh God, doctor, help. And then we'll go on, they tell him, hey, you gotta wait in line. Come back next 4 months, we go tell you why your belly hurting you so. And that is how it is in Trinidad and Tobago. Imagine that. Let's go to the lines. Morning caller.
Hey, good morning to you on some here. And just what it was, Al-Rawli and Ruan was Zanian right in public, boy. Lennox, I just want to ask you something, boy. I feel with your intellect, you could probably solve this mystery. Why are you trying to solve this mystery? Are you trying to understand how PN supporters is think, boy, because they define all the laws of physics, the laws of cosmos. It have this all the laws are set, right? Human beings, people tend to reject pain and suffering, and they seek pleasure and prosperity. With the pain and supporters, they prefer the pain and suffering, and so probably with your intellect, you could probably help solve this issue.
Man, meanwhile, Lennox answer that, you know. I telling you, nobody with intellect could be able to answer that. Not a professor, not a Lennox intellect, it had no intellect could tell you how a PLM person is think while somebody digging out their eye, somebody pissing in the face as Mikey they say it's raining. Who the hell can explain what had them mad so? It had nobody to explain that.
Lennox tried to send a rocket to the moon, and he still can't explain it. He still can't explain it. What is the point? And he tried to send a rocket to the moon, and he can't explain it. How can you explain generational suffering? That's the first thing. You have to look at it. You put it in its proper context here. Generational abuse. You know what's generational abuse? That is when granny justify it, grandfather justify it, mommy, daddy, uncle, sister. That's generations upon generations justifying something. First and foremost, you always believe that you have to be, indebted to something because you feel as though you have an obligation to it. That's what it is. It means that every Afro-Trinbagonian child that is born automatically must be placed in the category of the PNM. Anything outside of that, he or she is considered rogue or mischievous, or they don't understand the texture of their hair and the color of the skin. That's how it's spelled out, my friend. How can you try to explain a generational curse? How can you, when your great-grandmother justify it? Come on.
They didn't understand that. Already lines are open. Morning, caller.
I have been nothing with it, yes. But go ahead, caller.
Morning. Calling from Diego Martin. Morning, Mikey, Lennox, and all your guests, and all your onlookers on Gael TV. A couple of things I want to talk about. This small pin fiasco in Parliament. I want to see how the blue hair lady, we call her Mrs. Speaker, how she handled that scenario. Because I was listening on another radio station, a fella from Port-au-Spain South, a MP, say he didn't hear anything. So they're behaving in such a way, just like they are policing. They hear nothing, they see nothing, and they're letting it fly. No, the real issue is the leadership of the PNM. And I think people, what I'm going to introduce this morning, people are understanding what's going on. Taipans, we all know Taipans. He's the happiest person now because there is one on Small Pin for the leadership. You remember Small Pin interfered with his aspiration for the leadership when he went to the UK on a plane and he told them about the indemnity. So immediately he threw a set of garbage on the Poya Attorney General. So he cannot be in the leadership race. And Foster Cummings have all them thing about his issues and things. So he's outside. And it appears that your partner, KCR, looked like he wants to anoint Small Pin because Small Pin have all his secrets. As they say, Small Pin know where all the bodies are buried. No. Two ways this could happen. They could defer it, just like Eric Williams, and wait until your partner, I don't want to say go to the great beyond to face St. Peter's, because St. Peter's have a boxer match within the frame. So at that point in time, you have a lady who is sitting press now. She could decide who could be the leader of the PNM without any internal election. Because there is a rumor going on there. Health challenges could be impacting. Remember, Eric Williams have health challenges and you wait until the very end and he choose nobody. And then Ellis Clark say, "Here want no Indian," because the PNM and them didn't want no Indian because the two horses in the race were Errol Marby and Kamaluddin. And it picked a Douglas. So it was comforted, the PNM was comforted. So that is a playbook that could happen. So don't think the KCR, as I call him, the special vagrant, will use that route because it has already proven to be a success for them. I'm going to have a nice morning.
Thank you very much. Next caller, pleasant good morning to you.
Oh, yes.
Good morning, I'm Lennox on Mikey. Hear me clearly?
Good morning. Yes, we hear you loud and clear.
Go ahead.
Loud and clear.
Nice. Let me take a little bit of explaining what going on with the PNM calls. I wanted to go to Lavender and move and Lennox on Mikey. Well, let us you might know this. And ask all PNM sycophants where their grandparents came from, or the parents. And 99% of them is either Guyanese, Bajan, Vincentian, Grenadian. Eric brought all these people from these islands and gave them citizenship. And they believe they owe PLM the life in them. And then they drop it down to the children, and the children don't know what they're doing. Well, we getting brighter now with the social media. So that is why now plenty PNM people waking up from the slumber, according to my good friend Anna Roberts, it's like a horn. When you realize what PNM do, it's like a horn, you know. It's hurting, you know. And the next thing is, poverty equals loyalty. Don't you look at one? That is why they have them so. When I think he is my savior, forever. But also, the third one, most of them PNM sycophants, they're not care about nothing else. Just to say we beat the UNC, I'm going with that. That is the kind of people we up against for righteousness in this country and for better living. This morning, like something, I jump on a certain program of a man who used to be with Jack Warner. And the man says, so whenever you want to come back in to send me a coastal level sky high. So I ask myself, so when the coastal level is right now, is that something higher than the sky? This is the kind of people we up against, although we have to take this very serious, I keep saying, as Mikey has said, we need to be laser focused on all you. I'm telling all you, back my words. We're coming the last minute. So we just keep going, he was P, and then have to P, and then have to go. I can't imagine. I'm contemplating going Ghana right now. I'm contemplating going Ghana. We can't laugh at Guyanese again. I know sad we reach this country. Good morning.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Lennox, short and sweet. Let's say your indulgence quick, yeah?
Well, yes. We did study that phenomenon. In fact, we put a think tank together some years ago, I think in the 1999 thereabout, when I also visited the United States, and we had a think tank led by Dr. Gatti James from Tobago. And I came back here very bubbling, because one of the things, the basis where we started from is that the principle of survival. You see, the first law of survival is self-preservation. And one wonders why it is that people will want to sacrifice self-preservation. But then we also look at the whole question of the group dynamics or phenomenon as well. And to be part of a group, there are four fundamentals that you have to look at. One, you must be identified as a member. Two, you must have shared values. Three, you must have regular interaction. And fourthly, you must identify each other as members. Now, on that basis, we apply that theory, if you want to call it that, to the Laventil situation. And you know what we came up with? We came up with the realization that over generations, of course, one caller spoke about it, I think you might have mentioned it, Andy, that the PNM has been in office for so long that they have, in fact, of course, influenced the thinking pattern of the population. And because of the fact that the original, the first generation, and the second generation, and the third generation Laventilians, for example, felt that they pay homage, they they are obligated to the PNM because they got them here. Back home in Grenada and St. Vincent and so on, they would have been catching the Ant Nenen, etc. And here it is right on the outskirts of Port of Spain. There was one time Shantytown was called, Beaton was called Shantytown, and of course, and part of the Labas itself. All of those factors created, of course, a conditioning, which is a mental thing now, that generated, of course, in a warp allegiance. Now, it is different to a cult. It's not a cult, but it has developed in people believing that somehow they owe, so therefore mommy and daddy who own the house, who own the land and so on. If you do not vote for the PNM, you can't come back in here because these are first and second generation and possibly third generation Laventilians. What we are seeing now, however, because the discussion continues and the evaluation continues, is that you have the current generations who have a different perspective altogether. And that is because of the opening up of the information and exposing them to, of course, modern technology, etc. Remember, in the Eric William days, to condition these people, you had, of course, to control the information flow. So the information flow would have been, we had one radio station, one television station, so it was easy then. But today is a different dynamics. There is a paradigm shift. There is an attitudinal shift, slower than one would have expected. But certainly, and I was listening to your song this morning, Andy, and several mornings from Crazy. I know what Crazy said. Crazy predicted that one day Laventil will vote for the UNC.
That is a prediction that I don't think will come true. You ain't gonna be alive. That Eunice prediction I feel crazy ain't get right.
I have given you the pure facts and the
Honorable Lennox Smith, what day Laventil going and vote for somebody else but the PNM Lennox Smith? What day? Tell me one day. Tell me what day now. You gonna live to see it?
Yeah, but who cares?
Who cares? Even though I didn't, because of course Moses had the same challenge as well.
Every time he bring Moses.
Yeah, but Moses was smart enough to know when to give up. He was smart enough to know when to throw in the towel. But who cares? Look, the PNM have them and they don't treat them good. So what does it matter?
It was realized. Yeah, it was realized. But it is wrong. I don't know, but certainly there is sufficient around for the UNC to win in spite of the non-contribution.
That's right. That's right.
I'm sorry, but if a mystery, if an enigmatic situation develops, where of course mysteriously they would have gravitated to the UNC and win. Well, of course, I know that they have everything to get.
Yeah, but would you be wrong to see that story anyway? Because that's just a story. You're just giving us a story. Would you be wrong to see it bear fruits?
No, because I'll tell you this. I don't expect that, but I'll tell you this. When we entered, because Mikey talked about the rocket, that was the symbol of the organization, the political vehicle to take us to where we would like to go, to land in a better place. But they never gravitated. But the point is that vehicle caused for the first time, I want to repeat that, plenty of people don't know that, for the first time in a mass party in this country, Laventil had a whole page in the manifesto. In the 2007 manifesto, if you go back to that page 44, you will see that we were able to get the UNC, and therefore it was called UNCA, to have Laventil highlighted for development in the way that we Laventilians.
And I had a whole page, and yet still Laventil see that page 14
that never happened,
and nothing.
Yeah,
they still didn't vote UNC. They still didn't vote UNC.
So there are signs for like me to be optimistic, even though of course I would not be overly optimistic. Let me put it that way.
Very good.
Okay.
Right. Who do we have outside there? And you give them the numbers, folks. We are our final hour, so get on the inside. Remember, we are all about getting this done. It's a talk show, but it is not a talk shop. Yes, a pleasant good morning again to our CARICOM brothers and sisters across the region. And Sister Al Tobago, good morning to you, Silver Fox and the good folks. Grenada, and yes, Guyana is locked on. Folks in Berbice, good morning indeed. Morning to you, buddy. Morning to you. Go ahead, Andy.
Good morning, my brothers again. Good morning, my brother. Listen to that clip there. With all where Rowley just say, I have no respect for that man. I will call him Rowley. You understand? I have no respect for you. You understand? Imagine my children hearing that. A group of my children friends with whom linemen, girls were linemen, right? And that come across on a meme over there, TikTok, where somebody put it up on TikTok and them here, them they say that is, and they go in you, yeah? Disgusting. Most disgusting thing they heard. For a man to be portraying about a woman, this short young, and where Rowley is be saying. And furthermore, it had an instance that time in my workplace, a man just make a comment about how a woman dress. That's how she dress. And the clothes fit she, and the man was disciplined for that, no? The man was disciplined. Just making a comment about how the person dress or something about them. The man was disciplined. You understand? All that falls under sexual harassment. And that dread is the most nasty, disgusting thing. And Rowley, that man have no respect. That man have no respect for women. You understand? Have no respect whatsoever.
Andy, good morning. What I want to find out from Imbert and the type like Imbert and Sturgeon, all. Andy, when Sturgeon used obscene language in Parliament, the speaker didn't hear it. You know why? Because she's a PNM. But how could she hear what PNM member parliaments are saying? She don't have any shame to. Is she a woman or a man? Andy, what's Sturgeon and Imbert had done in Parliament? They should have been suspended or fired from the government. It was here in Canada, they would have been out at the doors. They don't make matters bad.
Oh boy, let's check a few more calls. Time check. It's approximately 37 minutes past the above 9 o'clock.
Yes.
And you're listening to the Ground Report. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh yes.
What weird do you have, Mikey? What weird do you have? Any headliners there? You know, they always have something weird that there was somebody know.
Nothing weird. I don't know if to the people, we're not getting through to the people. Some people caught up in Christmas, you know, Andy. They caught up in Christmas.
That's in Venezuela.
No, right here. We back to that same thing COVID done, so they're going back to the old ways again. You see me? As long as I am, I good. You see me? I don't want no problem. I don't get involved in no politics, but I go keep my PNM. You see me? I sticking with my own. You see me? What they want Rowley to do? They want Rowley to go and arrest the people who murdering. So they're back to that again. So right now, they're in the Christmas thing. They're studying Christmas. Who have to get pastel. That's how it is. Let's be honest, man. Let us be honest. And these are the same people that are going to come after the horse has bolted out of the stable and said we should have do this, we should have do that. How come we never went on by the EBC? Why we didn't let them know how we feel about the EBC? Why Rowley and them didn't have an idea that we don't trust the EBC and we ain't taking it? Well, no, we could only do so much. We could only do so much. Perhaps we're not getting through to you because sha la 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 la. So that's how it is, people.
Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Welcome to the Ground Report.
Right. Diego Martin in the house and parroting what the opposition leader has asked the police to do. Investigate the Sabgan 1997 report. No. Let me connect the dots. And this is a straight line. One of the things that tells you the culture is alive and kicking. The utterances of Small Pin, what he said, is a part and parcel of his makeup, his behavior, and his culture. The SAPGA 97 report was very close to the Akil chambers. Remember Akil chambers? Within a year or so that happened. We haven't resolved it. NACID identified people in that. I want people to go back to the Akil Chambers coroner report and look at the people who testify, and you will see the DNA of some of that people testifying is the same DNA as the small pin. And when I tell you DNA, meaning they are related. Go back, people, and watch at that. That SABCA 1997 report has a lot of credible. So what I'm saying, the DNA in the names of some of the witnesses that was called on the stand is related to some of the people in the PNM, etc. I'm saying no more. I want people to read. History repeats itself, and they're repeating because that is the culture of the man. What comes out of his mouth will tell you, show me your friends and I know who you are.
Hey, Andy Lennox. Listen now, man. Morning to my brother and Mikey K. Mikey. Here Lennox, Andy. Or since Mikey here, that the Prime Minister Rowley had to step down. You know who Mikey supporting to replace Rowley? The best Minister of Sports ever, Shamfa Kojo. Ray. That is Mikey's choice to replace Rowley. And Mikey?
Oh Lord.
Why not? Why not? Why not? Go to the extreme. We don't reach to this point.
Boy, that man is army grabbing, boy. Let me take our next voice note there.
Morning, my brothers. Lennox, boy. I just feel real sorry for you, boy. I ain't lying, boy. I just say it's go to my heart is go to you, Lennox. Mr. Lennox, my heart is go to you, boy. You still believe in Laventille, boy? Oh God. Mr. Lennox, my man make a bet with you. If Laventille ever go to any other party than the PNM, I'll get $10,000, boy. I make that bet with you. It's about 15 or 20 years ago, boy. I make that bet with you. Mr. Lennox, boy, oh God, I feel sorry for you, boy. Just imagine, you have a party, love. And if UNC put up people in our constituency, you go vote for yourself. You even vote for UNC too. First, you, that show I try to tell you, you from Laventille. You go vote for yourself in UNC. Mr. Lennox, I feel sorry for you, boy. Oh God, my heart go out to you.
Let me hear that voice note again. I like that voice note. Mikey, I didn't think he hear it, man. Let me hear it.
Morning, my brothers. Lennox, boy. I just feel real sorry for you, boy. I ain't lying, boy. I just say it's go to my heart is go to you, Lennox. Mr. Lennox, my heart is go to you, boy. You still believe in Laventille, boy? Oh God. Mr. Lennox, my man make a bet with you. If Laventille ever go to any other party than the PNM, I'll get $10,000, boy. I make that bet with you. It's about 15 or 20 years ago, boy. I make that bet with you. Mr. Lennox, boy, oh God, I feel sorry for you, boy. Just imagine, you have a party, love. And if UNC put up people in our constituency, you go vote for yourself. You even vote for UNC too. First, you, that show I try to tell you, you from Laventille. You go vote for yourself in UNC. Mr. Lennox, I feel sorry for you, boy. Oh God, my heart go out to you.
With Mikey K.
Boy.
Oh boy, Mikey. But the man say, Lennox say voting for the UNC neither. He have a party we had to vote for.
Yeah,
so now he said he voting for UNC.
Well, he had to put it first. He represents something, so he had to be able to stand up for it. You know, that is life.
Boy,
who we have out there?
What you gonna say? The man say Lennox say no shame, boy. Oh God, boy. The man say he feeling sorry for that man.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Man say,
but ironically, gentlemen, love was formed because we recognized that the Laventille wasn't ready for the UNC at that point in time. Since then, of course, I'm seeing a change. But that's one of the reasons why love was formed. So if you have your own, let's see if you could gravitate to that. But not even that. They gravitated to it. I don't know if
but they were saying, look, you admitting,
I don't want to make any
not even, but look, you, Lennox Smith. Look, you, Lennox Smith, is admitting Lennox Smith, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
That not even a Laventille party or love or nothing they gravitate to. But yet still, he believe that he go see cattle flying. He go see pig with wings before he die. Because Laventille going and vote for the UNC. Hip hip! Hooray! Let me go to the line. Says, boy, if you mad, me and mad. And I feel you must be passed by one of them people and them they where Rowley and them they just legalize marijuana. And it's either some high-grade Brazilian or Jamaican something. You smell that and you get high and talking that utter rubbish for the people of Trinidad and Tobago this morning. And you're coming to talk that on Gael too? Oh, man, let me take some calls. Yes, partner?
And you asked the man, remember you asked the man. So you can't be offended by the man's reply. You asked the man is a consummate optimist. He has seen the changes. I mean, I agree with him there. At that point in time when love was there, it really and truly was the only vehicle. But he has seen the changes where there are people who really and truly line up to be candidates. It wasn't like that before. They want to represent under the rising sun in areas like Laventille. So that tells you something. There's some changes. But my thing is this. It's a national party. It must represent the entire country as far as putting candidates. But that doesn't mean you need to have a campaign. Laventille is about 10 flyers, 2 t-shirts, and go away. That is it. Take all the resources and put it where it matters most. Don't waste time.
Spend your money in the marginals.
There you go.
If you have 100 flyers,
you're quite right. I will accept that.
You accept that? All right. Well, then we don't need to talk to him no more. We just had to go to
him. He understands that. He understands that.
Only to say that at one time, the entire East-West corridor could claim or the PNM.
You're bad. Your internet pulling on too much, I think.
You never see, they can't talk about it.
Imagine you are Mikey K.
Even Grandy is safety.
Imagine you have Mikey K internet working real nice thing. I tell you about it. You had too much thing running on that. You're not singing good, you ain't coming across good. Let me go to the lines, man. I tell you about the internet. You want to have it for this, for that, for the other.
The minute you ain't get the right answer, something wrong with my internet.
Yeah, it's not good at all. You ain't see just because in Laventille there and all. The internet and all don't work good in Laventille. And he want to come to sell.
Who's on the outside? Let me go.
Andy, with regards to Lennox, we just kicked it out, we know the jolly fella Lennox is, and Lennox just body could take jokes. Andy, you remember when he thief the bullhorn for me car? And Lennox was almost crying for the bullhorn when he back his car in front of the house, and then he gone the same diehard Laventille people were trying to support the TV bullhorn, and as the bullhorn he has been using to call them to order. Okay, thanks.
Good morning, Growing Pond. Good morning, Andy, Lennox, and Mikey, and good morning to everybody who was on the chat. Andy, listen, remember when Rowley was in the parliament, right? I think it was Thursday or Friday going there, and he said to the speaker, it was nice with him, or something to that extent, right? Do you think that Rowley, Keith Christopher Rowley, do you think that he have aspirations to become the next president of Trinidad and Tobago? Boy, if that do happen, wow. On disaster to disaster, wow. Oh, bless I go on.
Yes, morning again, Ground Report. This place, Trinidad, is a really jokey place, but it's a circus. That's what comes out of the mouth of Stuart Young. He should have been out of parliament and out of government in a true country that everything is true. But here is a sort of joke, right? People take a lot of things for granted with these people and them, and they continue to overstep their bound and do a lot of foolishness and get away with it. That is why this country as it is, the chaos at the moment, due to these people and them. So it's time that people have to be real. People here are not real. People sleeping. You know what the people here need? A dose of smelling salts to wake them up. Everybody is at sleep.
Oh God, boy, you're killing Lennox, man. Oh, I feel sorry for him. Oh, poor man.
He had to feel sorry for himself, sir. We can't feel sorry for him. He getting licks from our hope. He getting licks right through. Licks, and he continue to just stand up and take licks. He just like them Lavendale people. Simple. The getting licks, the PNM beating them. The PNM don't like them. The PNM don't get them nothing. The PNM rather to give the 1%, but it's not only the Syrians or the Lebanese, also big shot Indians and them just a little trickle of the Africans. All of them, but yet still as Mikey say, yeah, see me when you go to them, who you go vote for the next? I ain't attend this politics thing, you know.
Yeah.
I as a Christian, it's just me and my God. I don't take part in politics. Religion and politics don't mix, and it's real excuses, boy.
You see that PNM, UNC talk, I'm not on that. A big man, at the end of the day, I had to look fit. I had to go out there and look, but okay. But you're a PNM, and you're still out there looking fit. Your party in government. And Rowley still have you out there looking fit, hustling fit. Eh? And it's something so deep-rooted that you just have to leave it, because you know what it is? It's a social culture. And you don't change a culture overnight. It doesn't happen like that. It's a culture. When you see things taking place, when you see things taking place that you don't understand, you have to understand first and foremost, it's a culture. That culture may not be compatible to your morals or integrity or to your ideology, but it exists. And it exists, and of course it accommodates the people who believe that it is in tune with them. It's a social culture. And that doesn't change just like that. Granny said it was good. Great-grandma said it was good. Uncle said it was good. They walked off the plantation into civilization and said that it was good. It's embedded in them. And all of this dictated how they do business, how they function, how they look at money. All of that, that old Jurassic archaic way of thinking did not happen overnight. It became a part of their social culture. And a part of that, a large part of that makes up their social DNA. So that's what it is.
And of course, reinforced by the PNM, having been there for the longest and was able, of course, to inculcate and therefore brainwash really the people, and that will take some time to extricate. But I like how the fella said that they stole
internet, Lennox. You see, for sure we need it.
Yeah, something like
look his stick.
I don't know, somebody trying to sabotage you.
Go ahead, caller. At the end of the day, look, you're sticking in truth. I tell you, focus all your internet on the ground report in the morning.
All right.
Right.
Andy Lennox and Mikey too. What's your tongue say about Camilla? I want to know, Lennox, if I could say, we'll go on with the matter with either his stepdaughter or some family with the drugs. Why he don't talk about that in Parliament? Because we saying about Camilla is not as bad as the drugs, but her children thieving the mother gas tank, have a set of homeless people. What it is we dealing with, this size of this valleys they have. Tell me what that really for, what's the importance of that building that the PNM say they're building as a constituency office. And don't forget, Lennox, Eric Williams say you could put a crapo in Lavanti he go win, PNM go win with a crapo. Remember, Obia is crapo when they put a padlock on the mouth. So nobody can win Lavanti. Amen.
Down to Malcolm X feeling sorry for Lennox Smith.
Yeah. If there's any audio on your side there coming out, Lennox, please, if you can mute it. Not your mic, but any audio coming out. Go ahead.
Oh boy. So Trinidad and Tobago again.
So where I'm going wrong. All right, good.
5 minutes still. 5 minutes to the hour.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes to the hour. Now 4 minutes. Go ahead.
All right. Let me organize and see.
Who's on the outside? You have voice notes? What do you have?
Yes. Let me see what we have over there.
Go ahead. Run them off there. We have 4 minutes to go.
Oh boy.
Anytime before Christmas. Let's do it.
Nah, boy. That's it. I really got to play all the voice notes. Remember, we on since 6 a.m. this morning to 10 a.m. That's 4 hours.
That's right. 4 hours, man. People, come on. So if you have some voice notes there, Andy, run them off, man.
Boy, I run off all them voice notes and everything. Had plenty, plenty. But let's take a call. Morning call.
All right, who's on the outside?
Morning. I'm on the show.
Yes, you are live on the show here, the Ground Report program. Yours truly, the Pitbull Radio, which I am. You have to the bottom screen there, Michael K, Mikey K. And you have to the top there, Lennox, the big word man, with a lot of hope that one day, God going to set he and his people free there in Laventille. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello, just now.
Hello, go ahead.
Yes, I don't agree with that caller, right? I'm from San Fernando.
Good morning.
I have to say.
Oh, you don't agree with the caller with what he said, ma'am?
Yeah, what he said, I don't agree with him, right? So that was Stuart Young. So that's all I have to say.
Oh, you don't agree with Stuart Young? You don't agree with, I understand. Let's take a next call. Morning caller, where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
You only leave Lennox alone now. Lennox, let's study it. Bye.
A little setup here. Them people go get big belly cow out of mine. Or horse to mine and then go help you mine it, you know. Lennox, yeah, you say you going and win Laventille. Yeah, UNC too. Very soon, yeah. As I say, well, you have 10 flyers. Give Laventille a piece of one flyer. If all you have to supply bullhorns, don't get them bullhorn. Get people like Lennox and them to just walk through the area and call them out with the mouth. They too much to get them at the end of the day.
That's a good psychological move, you know. I always say that because they got nobody to come and jump out and to attack and say this, and they themselves will realize something is missing. Half of them will just come out and jump up and run up in your face. They ain't gonna vote anyhow, you know. They're not going to vote. Bear in mind that in Laventille East alone, there's about over 11,000 people who just simply do not vote. That's a fact. All right? So when they come out and they realize they have no truck, there's no truck, nothing at all. They go, Peter, and then you want to ask Hines or whoever the candidate. Well, you really ain't win nothing, you know, because the other side really in campaign, you know. So how you feel about that, you know? And I agree with you, Andy.
You always never win anything.
You
always never win anything. It's to that thing, that abstract called the PNM. Because I take Hines and take Rowley and let them form a party and see who go vote for them, including of course the Laventille. So we understand that a long time ago.
Hey, don't forget later on this evening, 7 p.m., yours truly, Mikey K, The Observer is on right here on Gael TV and of course on Tigo, Facebook, YouTube, and on Real Media TT. So you don't want to miss that at 7 to 8 p.m. And at 8 p.m. our very own Lennox Smith Corridor Transformation on social media. You don't want to miss that as well. We have a lot in store for you. Andy is out and about roaming. And yes, we are still pushing Andy for Grandy because we believe that Andy is ready for Grandy and Grandy needs Andy. They've been asking for it, they have been talking about it, and the voice of the people, as you know, is the voice of God. And we support him wholeheartedly, 100%. The only way you're going to know is if you test it. Test the system, test it. You're not good enough, you're not bright enough, you're not this enough, test it. And the people will tell you who they want. Andy, or Brandy.
Nice. It's exactly 10 o'clock.
Try and feel rather than
Yeah.
feel to try.
That's it, Andy. It's 10 a.m., folks. Don't forget. Again this evening, The Observer, and followed, of course, Corridor Transformation. Lennox?
Quick closing comments, my brother.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to just make that point. Quickly. The fella said that they stole my PA system outside Berakal place, but I want to tell him that at the end of the campaign, when we had the last rally in 2007, you contested that election too, Andy, for one of the Nego Martins. Well, when we came back from the last meeting, the thief all the computers and had me in problems with Jack Warner. Is Dr. Carson who saved me, because he said, no, I used to visit next door and I see them fellas waiting there and take all the computers, but at least it was the last day. I didn't have any use for it after that, but oh God, they take all, man. When you talk about trauma.
All that pain and trauma you go through.
With that. But the people, of course, have a wonderful one.
All that pain and drama you go through, and yet still, you're fighting for people who don't care about themselves.
Eventually, yeah.
They
will have to. They'll have no choice. They'll have to.
Until tomorrow.
Under pressure.
Remember, please stay alive. Try and stay alive. We are out of here.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.